win the ball through Jeff Herman, new player to the side this year, but he can't break a tackle, and we're back. And this is where Lovett will be more at ease in the ruck work, and he does get a left hand down to it. But Bo Collins hand passes quickly to Yates. Yates can't break away, trying to tackle again. Werribee have the ball in front of him, but Yates follows up. The Baseley now, he's tackled and dragged down to the ground. Where Lovett might have a bit of an advantage over Daly, wins that again. It's down to Yates, he can't break away. Costello comes in, hand passes out. Belpost still trying desperately to get hold of the ball. They've done so through Jones, who was a good player for them last year. Picks up, looking for Barton. Muscles his way, but can't win a possession.
That's holding the ball. That is holding the ball every day of the week.
Two tackles and was eventually dragged down. That is Porter for Werribee gave that away. The ball's kicked into the forward line. Ford comes out. Two players on him, knocks the ball away. Ball's hand passed out of defence, but misses the target there, which was intended to be Gibson. He's gone out of bounds right underneath the scoreboard. It shows Werribee 2 straight 12, Belpost still no score. We are 4.5 minutes into the Common Machine Hotel first quarter. Daly knocked it down, but no real advantage. Crennan gets it out quickly.
Oh, he's paid the mark.
Paid the mark. Miller gets kicked further down the ground. Prisoner gets around his opponent, kicks into the middle of the ground. Belpost still defence, coming through very strongly there to try and win the ball. It's Patillage for Werribee, gets the ball, loses it, kick back into the forward line, players waiting underneath it. Costello tries to mark, he can't, kicks away from him. Jones again, gets a quick kick forward, but taking the lead in mark in defence. Werribee is Stevenson, he kicks into the middle of the ground, over the head of Daly. Coming through for Belpost Hill is Flacavento, that's Jordan. He gets it back and the ball's kicked into the middle of the ground, and then taking the mark is Herman. Herman wheels round the right foot, kicking down looking for Costello. It's been difficult for him, and taking a good mark there is Gibson for Werribee. Sees a player on the far side of the ground on his own, that's Miller. He's hit him on the chest perfectly. Miller kicks further down looking for McDonald, who already has a goal. Wins the ball, trying to get away from his opponent. Does so, breaks away nicely. Left foot pass into the forward line, that's a good one, and finds Patillage just inside the 50 arc. Left foot pass from him into the forward line, punched away very well by the Belpost Hill defence there. That was Herman who got down from the midfield to help out over the boundary line. It's out of bounds in the forward pocket, about 5 metres round from the goal.
I've just had some good news. We can't hear Rob.
Oh, beautiful.
So have a look at your microphone and stuff, because we're coming through all right, which is probably all that matters. But
that's true.
They can't hear you, so the broadcaster ratings are going up.
So the ball from the back of the contest again, it's picked up there and got back towards goal by McDonald in front. Cunningham, players fall over. He picks the ball up, Cunningham, and he has kicked his first goal of the afternoon and the third now for the Werribee side. They move to 3 straight goals. They lead Belpost Hill, who are yet to score. And the time has just gone over 7.5 minutes. Common Feen Hotel, first quarter scoreboard.
A couple of things I liked, and people will laugh at this, but because he gave away a free kick, young Porter. But he tried to bust 2 tackles. He went through, showing exuberance. All right, it didn't work. But that's what you've got to do against good sides. And the other one was Gibson. He took a really, really good mark and followed up with a magnificent kick out of the other side of the ground. Not to the left, not to the right on a bloke's chest, which meant the entry into the forward line was a lot easier for them. So some good signs early. I don't know whether you can keep playing all that way that day, but some good signs early from the Centurions.
So just to show that you didn't make it, Grubby, I just got a text saying the same thing. So there is some consistency there. Hopefully we've fixed that. Yates for Belpost Hill.
That's a
tries
free.
To get the ball out of the pack. Was held and will take free kick for holding. He's just out from the centre circle on the wing, looking for an entry target into the Belpost Hill forward line. He's found it. Long, low drop punt. It's landed in a reasonable spot. Good defence there by the Werribee side. Put a teammate under pressure with the handball. He's got it out further, but a pack of players leap on the ball, not going anywhere. And right on the point of the centre square, we'll have a ball up. Belpost Hill 3 goals behind at this behind at this stage. Werribee have got away to a burst. Daly gets that down very, very well. Lovett has
bit unlucky
come
there.
In a bit hard with that tackle, and he's given away a free kick. And Camilleri for
Werribee will take the free kick. Hand passes across to Gibson. That is an awful kick, but it's landed on the chest of Brad Carlton, and welcome back to him for 2023 after missing all but half a game last year. Carlton kicks the ball into the forward line, looking for Daly. Over his head, Linehan Cunningham
That's
is tackled
another free,
high,
I think.
and will take a free kick. The umpire has paid advantage. Quick kick into the forward line, but misses the intended target, which was Ryan Young, gone out of bounds once again, about 5 metres round from the behind post.
Well, he went the wrong way. He went the way that he thought Linehan Cunningham would have gone, but with the advantage, the ball went the other way. He wasn't there anymore.
He had moved position. So boundary throw in now. It's a front position there for Bellpost Hill is Marr. He gets the ball down further forward and coming out to take the mark there. Bellpost Hill Costello gets it further down and finds Andrews. Andrews, who kicked 3 goals last week, is a very good player. Lovett gets it across to Beau Collins. Welcome back to him. He hand passes inside to Marr. Wobbly kick from Marr out, and first one there is going to be from the Werribee side. Probably got a push in the back. That was missed. Coming out, taking the hand passes, Stoyas. He gets it across to the teammate there in Kilby. Kilby kicks down. He'll be looking for a teammate in centre wing. Just not quite on the chest, but he's trying desperately to get away from his opponent. Can't do that. That was a Harrison Snow, I think, on the far side of the ground.
Young Harry Snow, yeah, he's a boy up from the under-18. I think he played 2 years in the under-18s. Same with young Camilleri. He's got to learn to punch from behind, but he's going okay.
So boundary thrown, it's Lovett and Daly have come back together again. Both players hit the ball forward, and it's Beau Collins for Bellpost Hill who's first on it. His quick kick up the line looking for Nick Costello. Plays a bit of soccer there to give himself an advantage. Loses it quickly. Werribee defence has been very good today, but Costello has cleverly got it across to Andrews. Andrews hand passes it back to a teammate. Beau McNamara has got himself up into the forward line. Can't quite control the ball before it runs over the boundary line. Half forward flank. Bellpost Hill in attack.
Well, I reckon their half-back line's been pretty good, Rob, but their defence right down deep haven't really had a go at it yet because Bellpost Hill haven't been able to get it to that last line of defence.
Ball thrown back on the half-forward line. This time Daly back to the front. De Leon had the ball, lost it, went back and collected it, tried to come out the other side, was tackled with or without the ball. Umpire said he put it down. Free kick will go to Bellpost Hill. I thought it was going to be Lovett, but it's not going to be. So now Bellpost Hill, kick along the ground wasn't that great. The ball has been picked up. You get an opportunity. You go back with one and go for the second one into the goal square. Forward, plucked that out of the air. That was a good grab. He had the hands on Chad Buck's shoulder, I reckon, but plucked it over the top, and he will go back and for Bellpost Hill, kick a well-needed goal.
That was actually, he always looked like he was in the right spot then forward, didn't he?
Yeah,
Even though he was behind, he seemed to have the advantage.
Well, I thought for all money, Buck was going to be able to spoil, but Ford was just too good at that in that situation.
Just reached up and grabbed it, and there was a chance, as I said, from basically just outside the goal square, comes in, kicks a goal, and that is straight through the middle. He has his first and Bellpost Hill's first. They move to one straight goal, and Werribee Central's on 3 straight goals. 12.5 minutes gone. Commonwealth Hotel first quarter scoreboard.
Well, they worked really hard for it. They brought it right out of the defence where, you know, it's funny, umpires are different. One, it could have been a hold in the ball, but I thought he made the right decision and gave a bloke a bit of prior opportunity. And then up the other end, they didn't. There was a free kick went the other way. But Ford, brilliant in that situation. And here's a big point in the game. Timmy Barton's come back on. He'll go into the ruck because the big fella, Big Lovett. I just thought right at the minute, Lovett was their focal point. He was giving Daly a bit of hiding, but now he's off.
So Barton wins the tap out, but it's picked up by Crennan for Werribee. Kicks into the forward line. Snow runs underneath the ball. Let's get near the boundary line. Snow does tackle well to keep the ball in the forward line. It's gone out of the boundary line, over the boundary line. About 30 metres round from the goal. Werribee Central's in a track. They lead 3 straight goals. Bellpost Hill are 1 straight goal. We're 13 minutes into the Commonwealth Hotel first quarter. And Barton's gone down to do the ruck work. He'll be doing it against Linehan Cunningham while Daly sets himself up a kick behind play. Just waiting for the ball to come back.
No, he's got it. Throw it in with you.
Oh, they got kids underneath the fence.
Well, kick them out. They're not kids either.
They're big kids. The
Big
ball
kids with
comes in.
cans in their ear. No.
Barton lays it down to the front of the pack, follows up with Shepherd to try and get some clearance, and he does so for a teammate. He kicks long down the line. That's a very good mark. That McNamara, I think. He kicks into the middle of the ground. Running onto the ball there is Costello. He bounces, gets the ball inside to Vasurka. He kicks long into centre half, full forward area, over the back of the pack there. Andrews can't control the ball. Ford runs onto it. Another teammate there getting the ball out is Jones. He tries to break a tackle. Hand pass doesn't quite work. Ford snaps across his body.
Gee.
Thought he had a goal, but it's hit right on the top of the goal post. First minor score for the afternoon. Bellpost Hill 1-1-7. Werribee 3 straight goals. 14 minutes into the Common Nafeen Hotel first quarter.
So ball in the full-back position again now with Werribee doing the kicking in. De Leon makes a move. He goes longer. Goes out towards the coach there in Prismal. Chop of the hand, says the umpire. Not too sure.
A little bit soft, that one, I thought.
Yeah, possibly. But anyway, Reece Prismal will go back and he will take the free kick. Half back line. Just looking at his options further up the ground. Daly's probably a little bit too short. Goes sideways to Culliver. He takes the mark and he goes short now. Kick also good. Mark has been taken out there. This time through Leonard.
Benny Leonard. Yeah.
Yep.
I know that one.
Yep. Leonard goes down the boundary line. His kick, okay. Linhan Cunningham comes up from behind, takes the mark, goes and kicks the ball long into their forward line. Going back with the fly of the board, Basely with some courage. Ball doesn't get to gets to the ground. Picked up there, handball goes out.
Oh,
high
too
tackle.
high.
Yeah, I saw that from here myself, Grub.
I tell you what, though. When he grabbed the ball, he did drop his knees a little bit like Selwood does, and otherwise the tackle may have been all right. But when you drop your knees, I'd nearly call play on like that, because sooner or later you're going to drop your knees once too often. Someone's going to knock your bloody head off. So it's not a good thing to do, but he's got the free kick and a shot at goal.
So Josh McDonald has one for the afternoon and can go back and make it 4 for Werribee in this first quarter. In the first 16 minutes, if you like. So he comes in, left footer, kicks that goal. Looks okay, but has drifted across the face and through for a minor score. So Werribee now to 3-1. Bellpost Hill are 1 goal 1, 16 and a half gone. Common Nafeen Hotel first quarter scoreboard. Basely, little short kick in. Okay, Collins takes the mark. Another short kick. This is the Bellpost Hill style. Just take possession. Barton in space by himself. Yates hasn't seen him yet. Decides to go longer now. Out wider to Basely. He's up in front. It's good spoil from behind. Picked up. Bellpost Hill with some numbers around the contest. Ball goes back towards the boundary line.
Aye.
And there's a high tackle there. And tackler was Daly, probably a little bit too tall.
Well, I'll tell you what, I couldn't see that.
No, Jet Herman has got the free kick.
Because the cameraman's right me way.
No, Jet Herman now. He's kicking the ball back into their half-forward line. Yates in front, from the front. Mark not taken there by Andrews at ground level. Yates is working pretty hard. Ball is not going to come out of there. Umpire will come in and take possession.
I'll tell you who's in form too, so they tell me, is Quinny. Quinny played a blinder last week, they tell me. Which is good to see. Good young kid.
So ball thrown up this time. Barton again gets the ball out of the contest, runs, kicks long. Kick wasn't that great. Goes out towards the half-forward line. McNamara first to arrive. He was tackled without the ball. Ball goes over the boundary line. Umpire says, let's throw it in. We're going to have a throw in about half-forward line for Bellpost Hill opportunity here. Barton again pushing down to do the ruck work. He's already indicated the ball's going to come out the back if he gets a chance. Bit of space out there. Daly let the ball get over the top, picked up by Yates, got the handball away, but again Culliver picks the ball up for the Werribee side, kicks back towards the centre square, ball bounces. Prismal just taps it forward, picking the ball up. Staggard tries to get through the contest, got the handball out, did so. I think it might have been was Costello that came through, couldn't take the ball with him. He goes back and tries to win possession once again. It's been taken out of the hands now, comes out of the contest. Again, a lot of numbers around the contest. Collins, he goes in and gets it. Handball's out wide. The ball ends up there and comes out to Jones, I think it is. Goes into the half-forward line. McNamara protected the space.
He did that well.
Kicked the ball, went long towards goal. He hasn't brought it back far enough and through for a minor score. So they are getting themselves back into the contest, but unfortunately, scoreboard pressure not there. 1 goal, 2 now. Bellpost Hill 3-1 to the Werribee side, and 18 and a half minutes gone.
You call that one right. He just let Barton go through with experience and talent.
Culliver brings the ball back in for the Werribee side, finds Brad Carlton on the half-back flank. He quickly plays on. Sent down to the wing. Looking there for Gibson. He can't quite get the mark. Belpost still coming through very well. Andrews gets the ball cleverly, evades a tackle, then runs to the centre of the ground, kicks low into the forward line looking for Costello. Bounces short of him, but Barton gets a good hand pass way across on the half-forward line, which releases Herbie.
well done.
Into the centre half-back area, but Belpost Hill's defence standing up particularly well. Cullen gets a hand pass at Werribee, comes out to Brad Carlton now again. He kicks long down to the wing over the back of the pat. Cunningham has got the ball. Umpire's blown a whistle, said it's a free
Advantage.
Advantage now, kicked on and out in the forward line. Coming out to take a mark is Padillage for Werribee. That ball heading forward, but was brilliantly intercepted there and gone over the boundary line. At 30 metres round from Werribee's goal, they're in attack, leading 3-1 to 1-2, and we've just gone 19 minutes into the Common Nafeen Hotel first quarter here at Myers Reserve, Belpost Hill.
Here's where Belpost Hill have held the ascendancy. The way they get the ball out of defence, they've taken it down to the floor on nearly every single time.
So throw in again, a couple of makeshift ruckman gets out the back, and it's Werribee who've got the best advantage of it. Staggard does a very good job. Hand passes to a teammate, quickly kits forward. Andrews picks up the bouncing ball. Wobbly little left foot kick. It's heading out towards Nick Costello. Picks it up. Cleverly gets around an opponent there. He decides to kick back to Beau Collins, and now they've got a bit of room. Beau Collins kicks forward. Yates has got the ball now. Centre wing, far side of the ground. They're starting to mount something again. Belpost Hill driving the ball forward. Ford comes out. He was pushed. The umpire, I think, has noticed that. And Will Ford will go back and have a shot for goal. He'll be kicking for almost right on the 50-metre arc, but
I don't know what happened there.
Making position for a ruck contest and was pushed before that. Actually, no, I've just seen the 50-metre line. He'll probably kick from 45 or a little bit less. So distance shouldn't be a problem. Leading goal kicker in the competition last year has won already today.
I thought that was a bound run, but it's not. It's funny that I'm not questioning the decision, but the umpire that was almost got bowled over by him called play on, and the umpire from 40 metres away has called the free kick. So I don't care whether it's right or wrong. I just don't like that. Umpires shouldn't do that. They should just let him go. If the bloke was 4 metres away, but I think he was pushed just the same. So
Ford. The ball leaves his foot. He's a very happy man. 2 goals, 1. He's kicked the entire... 2 goals, 1. He's kicked off the entire score of 2-2. Werribee are 3-1-19. 21 minutes gone. Common Nafeen Hotel first quarter.
Look, it's a pretty good game, but how right was I? Well, you blokes reckon I don't know much about this game, but you're wrong. Every single time. The Werribee forwards are not urgent enough to keep the ball and not enough forward pressure. Every time there's a stoppage down in Werribee's forward line, Belpost will come back and have a shot for goal or get it back into their forward line. So they've got to be more urgent in keeping the ball in their forward line.
So back in the middle we go. Lovett back in there doing the ruck work. Linehan Cunningham, but Lovett over the top gets the ball down, but it's Culliver for Werribee. They bring the ball out, goes back towards centre wing. Vasika leads in the race for the ball. With him out there was Leonard. He did a nice job, got the ball towards the boundary line. He will see it over. Umpire will come in and throw it in on the far side of the ground, centre wing position. So Linehan Cunningham, as said, looks like he'll be doing the cutout work for the big fella in Daly. Ball thrown back in. This is where Ren Lovett should have a body presence, but it's Linehan Cunningham who got the ball, missed it the first time, went back, tapped it back between his legs. That was well done. Ball goes into their half-forward line. Belpost Hill come out, meet the ball. That was through Bryans. Got the handball away. They deliver the ball across the ground. Has to be good because basically he's put himself under a little bit of pressure, but he's got a bit of presence about him. Goes to Kerins. Kerins short up the middle of the ground, and away they go through
again.
Herman, once again, little short kick. McNamara presents, runners inside, outside. The longer one goes towards Flaccavento. Costello was also there. They went up. They didn't spoil each other. Nice eyes there. Flaccavento kicked the ball. That wasn't too good. Goes into the half-forward line again. Ball needs to be won. Underneath the ball. Did he dive on it? Did he hold it in? No. Umpire said no prior opportunity. There's going to be a throw-up to take place. Not too sure why the other central umpire. He was there and had it. And told to go forth. Ball is thrown up. Barton doing the ruck work. Taps it back to the centre corridor. after the ball picked up out there. I think that was Miller that got a little boot to ball, didn't travel too far. Collins picks the ball up, goes back towards Barton. Barton, quick hands out the back, had his teammate there, put Costello under a bit of pressure. Again, head over the contest, all coming through.
Now that's a free kick to Belpost Hill.
Should be, but it was allowed to roll. Ball goes back towards Lovett. The big fella needs to get down. Oh, that was a scoop
That's
up.
a throw.
Pretty much. Ball comes out the back to Bryans. They still win possession of the ball. Ends up in the hands of Flaccavento. Got through the contest.
You
Did
can't
that
let him
nicely.
through, son.
Likes to go long into the forward line and will do so. Standing under the ball. Mark is not taken out there. Hits the ground. Ball runs over the boundary line and we'll have a throw in. As I said, Josh Andrews was sitting underneath the ball with the packer converging on him, and it's been a brave effort to stand there, but the ball, as I said, now still in their forward line with an opportunity once again. Barton and Linan Cunningham. Barton out the back, into the hands of Costello quickly towards goal. Mark, was it taken inside the field of play? No, it's gone through, says the umpire, through for a minor score. So 2-3 now. Belpost Hill, 3-1 to the Werribee side, and we have gone just over 24 and a half minutes. Common Hotel
comes
scoreboard.
back in for Werribee, finds his coach in Prismal. He kicks a little further down the line there, and Gorman comes out and takes a mark.
There's no one on the mark.
Forward now, kicks long into the forward line. He's looking there.
That's
for
a good mark.
Teammate in Camilleri, but it's an excellent mark. Back there in defence for Belpost Hill, and I'm not quite sure.
Will
who
Kerins,
that
I
is.
think.
It's Kerins, yeah.
Kerins. So Kerins, short kick from him, in the middle of the ground, and finds a teammate there in Bryans, I think it is. He kicks across the ground. Now this is Bryans over here, who now has the ball on the opposite half-back flank. Siren goes to end the first quarter at the 25-minute mark. Belpost Hill 2-3-15, Werribee 3-1-19. On the Common Nafeen Hotel first quarter scoreboard. Goal kickers, please, Dale.
Yeah, goal kickers for the home side, Belpost Hill. That is Will Ford. He has the 2. And for the Werribee side, Josh McDonald, Bryce Linehan Cunningham, and Jay Gorman are the goal scorers. Take a short break, come back. All first quarter action here from Belpost Hill. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
back here at Myers Reserve for the GDFNL Pulse FM match of the day. The scoreboard showing Bellpost Hill 2-3-15, Werribee 3-1-19. Grubby, they might be behind on the scoreboard, but I sense they're back in control of the game, the Panthers.
Yeah, well, they are. Werribee were very, very good in the first probably 10 or 12 minutes, and they had Bellpost Hill scrambling a little bit, but with the experience and the way they play Bellpost Hill, they don't panic. They just got themselves back in the game. They haven't hit the front yet. And unless Werribee can convert, there's no way they can win. Because when they got it down there like 3 or 4 times and kicked 3 goals, won. But when they don't score, Bellpost Hill bring it out like it's in training. And as I said during the call, you have to have forward pressure. Otherwise, they're going to bring it out. And once they bring it out easily, you've got Bellpost Hill players running all over the ground unmarked because you just can't keep up with them. They've got, a lead from the wing through to the centre because the ball's coming out easy. You have to make the ball, if it's going to come out, you have to put pressure on the opposition player with the ball to make sure that his kick doesn't go where he wants it to go. And I think if Werribee can improve that, they can stay in the game. But all in all, it was a pretty good game. I'm going to have a crack at the umpires. I know I'm not supposed to. On the whole, I think they're doing a pretty good job, actually. But that one decision that he missed is the one that I hate. I don't even like the rule. I must admit that. But when you slide under a bloke's legs, they've got to pay that free kick, right? And they have to pay it because the reason they brought that rule in was because people were getting their knees done and getting leg injuries from people sliding in. I know it's hard because you want to dive for the ball, but the rule says you got to pay a free kick, and the umpire watched it and said, and he actually called play on, so he saw it. They've got to pay them ones because of the danger. If they miss a throw or a hold the ball, it doesn't matter. No one can get hurt. But head highs and the ones that go under the legs, boys, you have to pay that because it's a very dangerous thing to do, and that's why they brought the rule in. But on the whole, they've done pretty well. It's hard to find. Players were flicking in and out, and I think early in the piece, I thought Stevenson down back was all right. McDonald looked all right. Culliver early. Prismal got a few touches early as well. Linehan Cunningham looked dangerous. And Porter down back, I'm going to throw him in because I like the way he attacked the footy. And that was early. Late in the game, I'm not quite so sure they had that many good players. I think they need lift from, I think their best player of the last couple of years is Crennan. I think we need to see a bit more from him. And I think Daly, he's got to improve today. Otherwise, the ruck, because even though when Ren Lovett goes out, I forgot about Timmy Barton. Timmy Barton is very cool and collective in the ruck. They don't want him in there, Bellpost Hill, but again, they have to have him in there. And I'm pretty sure Werribee wouldn't want Linehan Cunningham in there. They'd want him in his own position. So both sides probably need another big fella in the ruck. I thought, and in saying that, I thought Lovett was a good player in that quarter. Collins, and I reckon he'll only get better. Josh Andrews had a good quarter. Will Ford's the most dangerous forward on the ground. And I thought Bryans was pretty good too. But all in all, 2-3 to 1-1. It's a good close game so far. And I'm dying to keep that going and hope it stays close for most of the game.
Dale, you've done a bit of coaching. How'd you like to have a bloke like Tim Barton who can play centre-half forward, centre-half back, go into the ruck and play like a ruck rover but still compete with the tallest? He is just an exceptionally good all-round player. Yeah,
he's been doing that for a long, long time now. As I said, even go back through his junior days, he did most of that at the junior level as well. So he's got versatility, and as I said, every side needs those 2 or 3 players in that side. The other game, with a bloke that's had the history of knee troubles that he's had, the only position you wouldn't like to see him is in the ruck in those contests. But having said that, when you've got no one else that can go in there, he only has to do it for 3 or 4 minutes just to give that Ren Lovett or a Paddy Daly, some time off. And it's the same with Linehan Cunningham. You don't want him in there, but you've got to do it because, as I said, no team around the league is blessed with 2 big ruckmen that can actually do it that well. Probably Imberley will be at the best place. Not 100% sure just yet. Grub, I can try and figure it out. But look, as I said, it's been a really good game of football. And as I said, if we can continue on for the next 3 quarters in the same vein, then it will be an excellent Says viewing. Yeah, it will indeed. And it was interesting that Barton at one stage beat the taller Daly in the ruck and then won the clearance as well because as he burst through. And that's the sort of thing that would upset Daly, whereas I think Daly would be happy playing on Ren Lovett all day and just bouncing over the top of him. Yeah.
Anyway, we're back in the middle to start the second quarter. This is the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter here at Myers Reserve. This is the GDFNL Pulse FM match of the day. We're just waiting to get some spectators off the ground, some children still out there enjoying a bit of kick to kick.
Well, Rob, before you keep going, that's pretty much what I said. Once the tap outs are done, Daly's got a lot to learn, and Barton exposed that a little bit. But he'll learn it. He's a good kid. He's a lovely kid, and will learn it. He'll be a good player for Werribee Central.
Would you tell him then, just if he's learning the game, to follow some of these blokes around?
Yeah.
Just follow them.
Exactly.
Don't do anything else.
Nah, just follow them.
Maybe push forward every now and then just to stretch him a bit. But
especially a Ren Lovett, yes. Yes. And a Mark Stewart, yes.
Second quarter about to get underway. Dale Smith leads this commentary team. Take it away.
Ball is back in the middle, and the umpire has put the ball in the air. Over the top, Daly once again. Ball comes out to Culliver. Over the top it goes to Miller. Miller's kick was smothered. Picked up by Collins. Got plenty of time. Well, thought he was under pressure. Goes to Bashley. Bashley looks back inside. Goes back towards Lovett. Will take the mark, and he will look to handball off. No, he doesn't. He decides to go across the ground. Player out there by himself, and I think that is Jones, is it?
Yep.
And he goes short over the top. A kick is okay. Ball is picked up by Herman. His kick not so good. Goes into the half-forward line. Ball's coming out just as quick. So back on centre wing. Werribee with the ball now. Look back inside. Miller's making a little lead up the middle of the ground. He goes in that direction now, but coming out. Prismal couldn't take the mark at ground level. Ball is picked up by Gorman. Gorman's got the handball away. Put himself under pressure and his teammates. Belpo still with some numbers around the contest now. Daly bends down, picks the ball up. Got the handball away. Ball comes out again. Gorman got the handball away, and that's a good kick. We'll say it's a good kick. Ends up in the hands there of Culliver, I think it was. It goes into the forward line, and Linehan Cunningham comes out, and he takes the mark. So he is about 40 metres out, and will kick from about that distance. Actually, probably a little bit closer, actually. He will kick from 40, going back beyond 50. And we'll have a pretty good look at the goals. As I said, at Belpost Hill, with no breeze and no rain, you are having an exceptional day. So, Linehan Cunningham, BLC, comes in, kicks that goal, looks okay off the boot, and umpire doesn't move one. He says, second goal of the afternoon. And now the fourth for Werribee. They move to 4-1. They lead Belpost Hill on 2-3. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard.
Well, again, just like the first quarter, it started off pretty good for Werribee, and they know Belpost Hill are going to come back. So, and the good part of that was it was a big mark there, so Belpost Hill don't get a chance to rebound, and that's what they've got to cover. And just before they ball it up, Belmont 4-1-25, lead Thompson 1-7-13.
Jarks has got his boots in the wrong feet.
Yeah.
Against the old side.
So I don't know if we can get scores on the app, but
see what I can find.
So back in the middle we go once again. Love it. This time Daly over the top. Collins read that nicely. Got the ball from the middle of the ground. He goes quickly into the half-forward line. Costello leads in the race for the ball. And this is Scott. As I said, there's three of them out there today, so we might call him. There'll be Costello. He will get plenty of kicks by the end of the day.
He'll win the dinner for two.
He will.
At the Hotham Hotel. Don't miss it.
They'll have to all three go because we don't know which one it was. The ball from Collins is short. Mark is taken there by Herman. So again, a little bit of possession football. They go longer this time into the forward line. Goes towards Andrews. Ball comes out. Barton leads in the race. Miller was there. Vasika's there also. Ball is kicked off the ground. Again, McNamara lays a tackle. Ball will stay in. No way that ball is coming out. Umpire says, I don't know whether he dived on the ball, but don't quite agree with that. He went after it.
No, well, that was an absolute shocker. But I thought for Circa might have got one round the neck before it, so it's going. But that's a terrible one. That.
So Bowie McNamara taking a send up forward. These blokes would play back all the time, get the best forward, having a bit of a relaxation here in the forward line this afternoon.
They did that a bit with him last year, didn't they?
Yeah. He wasn't 100% last year, I don't think either, so just protect him a bit. So McNamara gains a little bit of ground, runs around, looks very nice off the boot. If he's got the distance, he hasn't. Belpost Hill player had hands on the ball, but it went through his hands and through for a minor score.
Well, he was allowed to run 10 metres before the umpire called play on.
And that's another rule that I don't really like.
No, it's a bad rule, but they've got to change up with it.
Early start in the game at Westoval. They got away at 1 o'clock. They lead 16-9, 105. Anarchy 2 straight goals. That's a score that I do have through
That's
now.
the big double out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a big, long kick down the wing there for Werribee, trying to get into attack, but it's gone over the boundary line. Centre wing, far side of the ground. They lead 4-1-25. Belpost Hill 2-4-16. We've gone 4 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter here at Myers Reserve. Lovett and Daly again. About to lock horns in the boundary thrown. Lovett's got himself to the front position, but Daly got a clever little left hand to it. Over the back of the pack it comes. Bo Collins wins possession. Neat little hand pass from him, releases Jones. Jones kicks down to the forward line, looking for Andrews, and can't quite hold on to the mark. Almost had it. It's gone over the boundary line after some pressure there from Gibson. Good defensive pressure. So we've got a boundary throw in. About the 50-metre arc, far side of the ground. Bell Post Hill in attack. And although they've conceded a goal this quarter, they seem to be in control around stoppages. Barton has won that ball out. The umpire deemed it didn't go far enough. Nick Costello trying to win the ball for Bell Post Hill. Comes out of the pack. Quick kick forward by Werribee. Prismal can't get there quick enough. And Bo McNamara for Bell Post Hill takes the mark. Centre wing, far side of the ground. He'll push them back into attack. He's just waiting on some options up forward. Goes for the long kick into the forward line, looking for forward. He works his way under the ball, gets to the front of the pack, can't quite win it, but Bell Post Hill coming out there to try and win the ball there through Yates. Can't break the tackle, ball gone.
I think he's paid a free kick.
No, he's paid a free kick.
Incorrect disposal.
A free kick to Stevenson. So he's in the back pocket now for the Werribee Central side. Try to get him out of this danger zone. There's a lot of congestion far side of the ground, so he's just gone the long kick down the line, centre wing. Players jostling for position. The umpire noticed a hold there, and it will go to Tim Barton.
I think he had hold of the jumper, Grub.
So Barton has the ball, and he'll push Bell Post Hill back into attack. A lot of players congesting under the ball far side, so Barton's just gone for the long kick into the hot spot. Costello tries to get up the back. Ford's in there as well, but coming out and relieving pressure is Porter. But the ball's coming straight back in again. Bell Post Hill win possession. McNamara tries to get away, breaks the tackle, has a quick shot at goal. But the umpire says that is missing to the right, one behind only. So the Bell Post Hill side sneaking up. They're 2-5-17 now. Werribee 4-1-25, 6.5 minutes into the second quarter, which is the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter. It's Stoyers who has the ball, half-back flank. Kicks down further and finds Gorman. Gorman's left foot close to the boundary line, but it's landed right on the chest of Josh Andrews, and he will kick it straight back into the forward line. He's seen Barton on his own in the middle of the ground. Over the back of the pack, Barton will now run onto it. Neat little kick from him looking for Jones, and he finds, can't quite hold the ball far side of the ground. Werribee defender grabs hold of it. He's tackled immediately, tackled again. The umpire says you've had it too long, son.
I'm not watching this game anymore if they're going to play decisions like that.
And
where's the prior opportunity there?
For holding the pill, which didn't really look like he had much time. But
None at all. You've got to stop that, umps.
So ball comes back into the forward line, but that's a neat little intercept mark there, and it's Miller who's been very active this afternoon already for Werribee. He's looking for a teammate to get on the move. It's Brad Carlton who does, and he finds him at centre half back. Miller follows on, looking for the hand pass, but Barton kicks into the middle, and Stevenson has come up out of the back pocket to make room, and he's going to provide the escape hatch out of defence here. Stevenson, a long kick, looking for a teammate on his own out on the centre wing. Can't quite hold the mark there as Porter, I think. The Bell Post Hill numbers, Yates gets it. He tries to win possession, can't. Desperate effort there from Werribee to win the ball back. The umpire will come in and ball it up. That's a great effort. They had control, lost it, but then won it back with desperation. So the Centrals boys are still well and truly in
North
this contest.
Geelong 3 straight, East 1-4.
Daly gets the ball, can't break clear of the pack. Lovett's got him wrapped up. The umpire said, not going anywhere. Let's repeat the dose. So there'll be another ball up. Point of the square, slightly in attack for Bell Post Hill. The two ruckmen just basically fall over. Ball lands on the ground. Players all dive into it. Coming out is Collins. He releases Jones. He's tackled immediately, drops the ball. The umpire.
Well, there's no prior opportunity there either.
That to be the case, but I reckon it was the force of the tackle that knocked that ball out, not anything else.
He never took a step. They've got to get this right.
So we've got Werribee winning the ball. That I think that's Crennan on the far side of the ground there with the ball. That little stabbing pass of his, but misses everything. And it
Now,
about.
I think there's a 50 or something, is there?
Must be, because everyone's stopped.
Yeah, there's
everyone
definitely
stopped.
a 50. Must have run over the mark, maybe, or didn't do the stand, which is another fantastic rule. I don't know.
Or said something to the umpire.
Maybe, although he's already kicked it when the whistle went. So I think time for that. I don't think that was ill discipline. I just think he might have.
That might be Scotland who has the ball, not Crennan, far side of the ground. Anyway, he's kicked now into true centre half forward. He'll be looking for a mark there. Players up. The only player that took the mark, though, was Lovett. But free kick has been given away for a holding position.
It's him. I was
the
going
pack.
to say.
And it's Cunningham with Linehan Cunningham who's got
That
the mark.
went close. He was close then. Oh, Cameron was close
45
then.
metres out directly in front. The free kick's been paid. And this young fella is a mighty fine footballer. And he's already playing very, very well today. He'll be lining up for his second goal. Third. It leaves the boot with that slightly unusual kicking style, but it's straight enough. It's a goal. And that extends the lead for the Centrals. They are 5-1-31. Bellpost Hill 2-5-17. 10 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
Well, it's amazing what a 50-metre penalty will do, won't it? It just makes it a lot easier. I didn't see the free kick, but then again, I didn't have the binoculars on it. I thought a Werribee bloke floated across the pack, and I thought he was going to get the free kick for a push, but there was no one there. But no, look, what Werribee got to obviously try and do is kick goals when they get in there rather than, I know I'm harping on it, because that's where Bellpost Hill will win the game. But the centre bounces at the moment, probably 50-50 the clearances, and it's actually a pretty good game to watch.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. Umpire throws it up. This time, Daly stays on the ground. Carlton from the middle of the ground kicks the ball into their half-forward line. Paddy Age come out, leads in the race. Can't pick the ball up. Dives on top. Got the ball out. Did the right thing. Picked up there. Staggart, he comes out. Carlton intercepts again. A little high tackle, but got the handball away. Again, Collins back after the ball. Handball's away. Thrown to the ground after he got rid of it. And will get a free kick. So Collins now will be the recipient.
You want to give it back quick, son, or there'll be a 50 go the other way.
So Collins,
and there it goes. He gave the ball back and ran inside the 5 metres.
but he's running away from it though.
He was running away from it, but if he's in the 5 metres, even though I think I wouldn't have paid it, if he's in the 5 metres, he's paid it.
Collins goes quickly, and that's a good mark out there by Andrews, who leads up and takes a pretty good mark. He's about 35 to 40 metres out, directly in front of goal. And Bellpost Hill, as they did in the first quarter, making a little bit of a comeback here after this kick for goal.
Where the kid made his mistake is he went to the player to give it to him. He should have handballed it or threw it to him from like 8 metres away and then just stood there. But he's done the right thing, thinking I'll give it back to him. And he's run into the 5 metres and they've paid a 50. Common sense says you don't pay that, but the rules say that you do.
But I don't.
No, I know. I'm the same.
Ball from that kick is offline and through for a minor score. So Bellpost Hill now to 2-6. They've had more scoring shots, but they trail at the present time. They are 2-6. They trail the Werribee side on 5 goals won. Ball back in the goal square, and they play on now from that position. Ball goes out long, outside 50. All two Bellpost Hill players both had a look at each other. Comes out the back again. Werribee with some numbers now at the contest. I think that's Leonard that dove on the ball, got the handball out to a teammate coming through. He was tackled, brought to ground. Again, now the ball will need to be in dispute, and the free kick's been given. Bowie McNamara is going to be the recipient this time. He has been held without it. So McNamara back outside there, forward 50. Will put the ball back inside 50. Barton leads up. He ignored him. Decides to go a little bit further. Ford is the target. Got his hands to the ball, but coming through. Miller read that nicely out of the contest. Looked across the ground. Oh, that kick's dangerous. And it's going to go straight into the hands of Bellpost Hill. Player leads up, kicks forward. And again,
he dropped
from
it.
Herman. Probably had it and spent it before he got rid of it. And now picked up by Baseley. A little bit of time. He doesn't miss too many of them. He goes to the goal square, but it's hit right on the line and touched through for a minor score. Bellpost Hill at 2-7 now.
That should have been a Bellpost Hill goal.
5-1, 13 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, they buggered that up. That should have been a Bellpost Hill goal.
Geelong West, who extended the
Oh,
lead,
more.
35 to 12 over Anarchy. That'll be late in the last quarter there. Carlton has the ball for Werribee. Neat little kick looking for his partner in crime in Miller. He does a very good job. Gets it across to Culliver. He goes down looking for
That's
Paddy
a
Oates,
good
and that
mark
is a
from a young
fine,
fella.
fine mark
Hurt
under
his knee.
pressure. Hit the ground and clutches at his knee. And Herman's
Young
not
Mar's
looking,
not too good either.
Taking the wind out of his sails, I reckon.
no, not looking too good at all. Ball's gone forward, but it's coming back out. Yates has the ball now for Bellpost Hill. Kicks across the ground looking for Barton. He's lumbering after it, picks it up now, kicks it across his body, looking for Costello further down the ground. It's a very good, not quite paid mark to Werribee defence, but a little hand pass releases Gibson. He kicks it across the ground. Daly comes out and takes a very, very strong
a good
mark, the
too.
big fella.
That's what he's got to learn to do, this young fella.
A big, strong, big man's mark under a great deal of pressure. Gets a hand pass quickly to Culliver. Left foot pass from him down. That is a free kick to the young fella. Yeah, chopping of the arms. That's Camilleri, I think, will take it for Werribee. And yes, it's young Camilleri's got that. Just on centre wing. Kicks across looking for the leading Lenaham Cunningham, but Barton gets across. Picking up the crumbs very quickly for the Werribee side there is Stevenson, I think it was. Kicks across his body only.
Oh, there's a punch on here. There's a punch on.
Well, there is indeed. There is a little bit of feeling out there. The umpire's blowing whistles, trying to keep the game going on.
Nah, he's going to report someone or pay a free kick here.
Yeah, we're going back now to the middle of the ground, so there's an incident at centre half forward. Not quite sure how this is going to go, but it looks like Flacavento is running away from the contest. The umpire's calling for the ball back.
I've got a funny feeling they're going to give Werribee a free kick here. I didn't see who started it.
Reece Prismal is chatting to the umpire as well, but it looks like Jordan Flacavento has been red carded.
Red carded? Oh, gee, it didn't look like red card to me.
What's red?
Well, red's off for the rest of the game.
But he can be replaced though, can't he?
Yeah, but normally in a situation like that, you get a yellow.
Yep.
So there's something must have happened in there that I couldn't see, because very, very rarely you'll see a red card given for an incident like that. I would have said yellow at best, but I don't know. I couldn't see what happened. It doesn't look like to be anyone hurt. Usually when someone gets hurt, the red card comes out.
Sorry.
So I don't know.
Okay, so
he's going to ball it up.
Going to be balled up.
He's
going
to report a bloke
forward.
No, he's not going to ball it up.
McDonald.
He's going to give it to McDonald.
So he's the recipient of that first free kick, which was the second goal of the game 30 seconds after the first.
Well, they tell me he can be a bit lippy. Well, he's obviously got under a few skins here already.
The umpire's still chatting to players. This has gone on a long time getting this settled down.
I think they're watching what's going to happen. Can you replace him straight away?
Well, I think you can replace. That's what I'm thinking.
I know you can at first, but does he get 15 minutes without replacing? I don't know. I didn't see anyone come on.
So McDonald for Werribee. He'll kick from about 48 metres out. He runs around to make full use of that left foot. He kicks a long, raking kick.
I think it's a goal.
It has gone over the back of the pack, and that is a goal. His second for the afternoon, both from free kicks. And it's free kicks with a bit of feeling, you might say. So that's an important goal for Werribee. It takes them out to 6-2-38 now. Bellpost Hill stuck at 2-7-19 with 17.5 minutes into what will be a long Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
Yeah, look, I'm not sure what happened, but no matter what happened, it was ill discipline from young Flacavento. Whether it deserved the red card or not, I can't see from here, but he must have done something at that part of the ground when Bellpost still had the football. So he's really hurt his side there, because a goal that way at this stage, that's 2 goals they've got now, Werribee, that should not have been because of ill discipline.
So the ball back in the middle of the ground, as we said, Daly over the top of Barton this time. Ball kicks out. Culliver kicks the ball into the half-forward line, picked up there.
Ooh.
Again, interception was pretty good.
Was
Collins
great,
has it now, comes out of the middle of the ground, goes to the half-forward line.
Down the ground after he kicked it.
Now there's going to be one down the ground.
He's going to take it off him. He's going to take it off him, I think.
Now another report.
Oh, you can't report him for that.
No. Giving Reece Prismal the...
Oh, you're joking. He bumped him after he kicked it, and then basically come in and pushed him over. I thought he was going to do it. The umpires are losing control here. That's not a yellow card, is it?
Oh, I've got no idea, but
I think that was for the first incident.
Yeah, the down the ground one, which I saw and called, and it was a down the ground free kick. He's reported him as well.
I'm confused.
He's reported. I've got no idea what's going on here.
Well, it should be as if down the the end of the ground. So anyway, Costello's got the free kick. This is Adam. He goes a little short kick into the half-forward line. Barton gets a hand up there. Crennan, he is behind him. He takes the possession of the ball, got the handball out. Numbers converge around the contest, having a little bit of trouble seeing it. Crennan goes back after it. He's tackled once again. Game might become a little bit willing now, I think, but players in and at the ball.
Well, if it does and it becomes a bit willing, I'll give some Werribee players some advice. Stay away from Timmy Barton.
So umpire now with the ball. Barton doing the ruck work up against Daly. Taps the ball out the back. Good kick there. The kick was smothered there. Culliver goes after it. Pick up there by Brian. He goes quickly into their half-forward line. Out the back, McNamara picked up out there. This was Kilby. Got the handball outside. The bell post still trying to keep the ball in their forward line. They've been able to do so with a spoil. And the ball has gone over the boundary line. We're going to have a throw in. And the player affecting the spoil there was Josh Andrews. So Leonard tried his best there to get hands on ball, but couldn't do so.
I think it was kicked by young Porter again. He has a go, the kid, doesn't he?
So just on the half-forward line, Belpost still are in attack. They get the ball in front of the pack. Daly goes to Crennan. That was nice work out of the ruck contest. Crennan round the boundary line. Kick goes towards centre wing. Flacavento gets across and gets hand on ball. Sees the ball over the boundary line.
So just to confirm, that's Jordan Flacavento has been red carded off. That was brother Nick, who's come across from Corio this year to join him. He's still out on the ground if you're confused with that call.
So they actually can replace him, but it makes a bit of a mess of your rotations.
Yeah, it does indeed. So boundary throw in there. Daly again gets it to Carlton. A quick little hand pass to Crennan, well smothered by the seeker. He kicks it quickly down to the forward line. It's kick forward there by Andrews, comes out forward, drops a chest mark, tries to butter up quickly, gets the ball across to Stoyers. He kicks across the ground, heading out towards the boundary line. Belpost Hill the first there. I think that's Herman's got it, gets around a player. Neat little pass into the forward line, looking for someone. No one there. Out of bounds on the full. We win the ball back.
He could be hurt too. That could be Chad Buck. He is in awful agony here at the moment. I don't know if he hit the fence or not, but he's gone down.
He's holding his knee, Grub.
Is he? Yeah.
Did he have trouble with that last year?
Yeah. Oh, no.
So the umpire's just holding things up at the moment while we find out what's happening.
They haven't. The game can continue because he's not on a stretcher. So
I think what they're doing is the game. Where's the ball?
Ball's in the forward pocket because the ball went out of bounds on the full, I think.
Werribee have got the ball with Culliver in the back pocket.
So I think it's because the ball is in the area. Like, had the free kick been out in the full here, they would have probably played on.
Oh, he's up. He's up. But I don't know whether he's...
No, I think he's coming off. But they're not taking him off the boundary line. Yes, they are.
Straight off.
They are. That's him for the game. That's him for the game. And you know what the mistake he made? And he always taught as a young kid. When you go to tackle a bloke, don't go full bore because the bloke moves and you keep going.
Yep.
So he probably went in a bit hard, but gee, I tell you what, that's bad luck because he's a beautiful kid. He really is.
So out of the game, just waiting to get back on. This is the third incident now, which is going to make this a very long second quarter.
So why aren't they playing now?
Well, because they're waiting for the other player to come back on.
They don't have to.
No, I know that.
They don't have to do that. They do with the blood rule. They must play on now. That's just a disadvantage to the Werribee side, but they've got to put up with it.
So that player is Ryan Young. He's now on the ground while young Chad Buck goes off in a great deal of distress. So Culliver for Werribee kicks a long down to the centre wing, and that's a very strong mark at the front of the pack there by a Belpost Hill player. Kicks into the middle of the ground looking for Collins. Well done by Miller. He punches that ball away, gets it back into the path of Werribee players. They've got to fight on again. Belpost Hill desperately getting hold of the ball. Collins first, then across to a teammate. He's dragged down. Collins in there again.
He put the boot in. It's kicking in danger. Good decision.
Yes. Away it goes. Collins gets the advantage. Kicks into the forward line.
That's a free kick against forward.
Forward up early. Ball gets to the back of the ground. Nick Costello hand passes out to release Jones. He kicks across into the pocket, but it's out on the full. Werribee will win the ball back.
Sorry, the other short-term problem they got now is who takes Will forward.
Yeah, they switch Linehan Cunningham back, but you don't think
you can't. You can't. He's the bloke that'll win them the game if they're going to win it.
Yep.
So Culler's got it. Gibson
Who's that
kicks out
bloke?
of defence. Basely can't take the mark.
Benny
He's
Leonard.
cut it up though. He's run around,
Oh.
crashes into his teammate in Barton, and he is dragged down.
Timmy
Actually
couldn't get
ball
out the
too
way.
long. And Stevenson gets it across to Culliver, who's been very busy today. Kicks down the line, and McDonald takes the mark. Runs around onto his left foot. Neat little pass finds Linehan Cunningham right on centre wing in front of our commentary box here at Myers Reserve. 19 Bell Post Hill, Werribee exactly double, 38. We're 24 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter. Long kick into the forward line, over the back of the pack. McDonald picks up the crumb, runs in.
Oh,
has a
he
shot
should have
for
kicked
goal,
that.
Just misses to the left.
33.
That is only a one behind. So 6:3:39 now. Bell Post Hill 2:7:19, 24 and a half minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter. This game has really become very
Just another
interesting.
criticism. When a bloke does the hard work and makes a lead, give it to him. Because he's done the hard yards to get on his own.
Quinn delivers the ball out wide. Kick has to be good. It was made good.
That's a
mark
great
out
mark.
there. I think that was Jones that went up there and took the ball. No,
That
it's not.
could
It's
be
really-
the Fairhaven Homes mark of the day.
Yeah, quite
Awfully
easy.
close
That
if it
was a
isn't.
good mark. And it goes now short over the top. Again, possession football. Flacavento this time with the ball from the half-back line. Goes towards centre wing. Lovett looks like he's the target.
Well, that's
Big
a
fella
free
had the
kick to
hands
love
up.
it.
Ball is into advantage now. So Belpo still move the ball quickly. Half forward line. Ball spoiled from behind. Kicked off the ground by Costello. Kept the ball in front of himself. Laid the tackle. Well, might have been a bit lucky to get away with that in the end. Ball comes out of that contest, then goes back in. Again, this time it's not going to come out. Umpire has to get in there, and he will do so. And restart the ball at the half forward line for Belpost Hill. Ball thrown up once again. Lovett doing the ruck work. Taps over the top. Culliver again kicks round the body, goes out wide. Yates gets hands on the ball. Ball doesn't go over the boundary line. Now it does. Tyler Crennan says, I will take it over. And they will set up now on the far side of the ground, centre wing.
Another quick look around the grounds. As I said earlier, Geelong West gone out to 135. Anarchy still at 12. And unfortunately, they're 153 now to 18, and that's probably a final score. Geelong West 24-9, 153. Anarchy 3 straight goals. East Geelong 68, North Geelong 24. No scores in the other games, unfortunately.
So the ball picked up from the contest. Yates gives the ball out, goes by hand. I think that was McIntyre that brought the ball back into the forward line. McNamara had hands on it, but again, numbers back there with the Werribee side. And it's going to be a half-time break here. And that's final. Well, that quarter's gone just over 26 with all those little timeouts. And at half-time, it will be Werribee Central 6 goals 3. They will lead Belpost Hill 2-7. Goal kickers for Belpost Hill as they were at quarter time, and that's Will Ford with the 2. For the Werribee side, it is 3 to Linehan Cunningham, 2 to McDonald, and 1 to Gorman. Take a short break, come back with all first half action here from Myers Reserve. You listen to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
The third quarter, brought to you by De Grandy's Sports and Cycles.
Here we are back at Myers Reserve at Bellpost Hill, where the home side have provided a beautiful luncheon. Our tummies are all chock-a-block full. We're about to start the second half of this very interesting match where Bellpost Hill lead R27-19, Werribee lead 6-3-39. Update: Geelong West Giants now 168, Anarchy 18, East Geelong 44, North Geelong 16, and a bit of a turn-up we hope for. Corio 11-3-69, Winchelsea 8-2-50 at half-time. And Grubby, stop being so biased towards Bellpost Hill, will you please?
I got accused that in there. I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can. I might go the other way a little bit, but I'd rather get told off for doing that than get told off for favouring Werribee. So Chris Kapalki gets stood on.
Ball in the middle of the ground, umpire throws it up. This time Daly up over the top. Ball comes down, goes towards Colin. He picks the ball up, handball outside. Basically running off the half back, goes short into the half forward. Barton presents, mark not taken, goes to De Leon. De Leon gets a handball away, put his teammate Kilby under a bit of pressure. Kick away from Carlton was okay, went back to Tyler Crennan. Lovett did some big work at the ground level, picked up again by Vasika. He goes into the half forward line, forward leads out in the race for the ball. Handball away, a little bit too sharp for Brian. Goes out there, Culliver's back, working in defence. Again now, numbers with the Werribee side, and Gibson goes across the ground. Kick didn't hit the target, put his team under pressure. Laid a pretty good tackle,
that one, yeah.
And the ball comes out. Good tackle there. And it will go to the Werribee defence. Ball short to Culliver. Comes across the ground. De Leon in some space by himself. Takes the mark. Runners inside. Goes in that way now to Miller. Miller just ambles through. Kicks into the half-forward line. Kick wasn't that good. Ball gets out the back. Staggart went back and collected it. And he didn't have hold of the ball and will win the free kick. So now Bellpost Hill turn. Can they run the ball up the down the ground? They will. Little short kick goes to Bryans. Bryans across the ground again. Basely in some space. Has the ball and goes short again. Vasika. Looks like he might be changed the position out in the wing now. And he's just short of their centre wing. Defensive side, goes out wide, longer kick towards Barton. That's a great kick out in front. Barton doesn't take the mark. Stoyers went back and collected it, picked it up to Crennan. Crennan goes back towards centre wing. Okay, mark taken out there, and Scotland, it is with a diving mark. He will now steady things down for the Centurions. He goes along the boundary line now towards the half-forward line. Bellpost still our best possession, and Marr takes the mark. Back in defence this year. Goes inside. That's a great kick, unopposed. Bo McNamara. He's looking for options across the ground. He's got Lovett deep, but he decides to go forward. Put his teammate under a little bit of pressure. Ball gets through the contest, but they did that and trapped the ball nicely. Tried to feed the ball out, but it doesn't come out towards Costello. Umpires now sees it will be held up, and he will come in and take possession of the ball right on the forward arc for Bellpost Hill. They're 50. And Ruckman position themselves for this ruck contest. Ball out the back. De Leon got the handball away to Miller. And there was a high tackle on.
That was
Leon.
Behind the play. Fair enough.
Yeah,
I was going to say there wasn't one on Miller.
No.
All right.
Before he gave the ball to Miller,
they've actually started off the third quarter in a blaze of glory. The umpires have got everything right.
So that's good. They may have had a summary at half time too, Grub. Ball comes out, goes out towards centre wing, goes towards Basely. And, that's a great bit of work there. The ball is picked up and cleared away. It goes into the half-forward line. Daly pushing forward. That's what he's got to do. Yep. Push forward. Now he decides to go long into their forward attacking end. Picked up there, kicked round the body. It's just offline. I think that was Scotland once again. So they now move to 6-4. We're talking Werribee 6-4, leading Bellpost still on 2-7. And we have gone just over 3 minutes to Granny Cycling Sports' third quarter scoreboard.
Very good start. Again, this game, I really enjoyed this one. It's the best one we've seen for the year by a little way, I reckon. It's got a bit of spirit in the contest.
Well, they've got a couple of games under their belt too. You've got to be a little bit for the first two sides we saw. Game 1 and 2, but yeah, it is a really good game of footy to watch.
And although 20 points behind them, only kicked 19, they're still well and truly in this contest. Bellpost Hill kick out. There's a strong mark to their captain, Jack Lake Yates, who was on a lead. He's found a teammate in the middle of the ground there, and that is Quinn. Quinn kicks it across the ground. Players are doing a very good job pushing up the ground. There's Herman, comes out, kicks it across his body. That's a neat little pass. The Seeker can't quite get it, overruns it. Coming out strongly there is Kilby for Werribee. Kicks it down, and McDonald, who's been very lively, kicked a couple of goals. It's a neat little pass, finds Culliver, and what a good player he has been today. Right on the 50-metre arc, kicks into the forward line, looking for a teammate. Can't hold the ball there. That was Stoyers over the back of the pack. Bo Collins wins the ball to Baseley, kicks down the line, looking for Costello, but over his head. Ford comes out, picks up the ball, tackled immediately. Costello gets the hand pass, but the umpire has deemed that it's a free kick to Will Ford.
Belmont Lions 8-3-51, Thompson 2-10-22.
It's a funny game, football. So Will Ford has the ball now, kicks into the middle of the ground, and Vasika's done a very good job to push up for his teammate. He's looking for some options, waving arms, telling players where he wants them to run. Kicks it into the hot spot, punched away, but it's punched right into the hands of Nick Costello. He kicks across his body, and that is a magnificent and typical Costello goal. Opportunist forward that he is. It's a very important one. It's their third for the afternoon. 3-7-26, Bellpost Hill 6-3-39. That is on the De Grande Sport and Cycle third quarter scoreboard.
A huge mistake by young Stevenson. He decided he didn't know whether to go to the contest, so he stood halfway between the contest and Nick Costello, who, to my mind, is one of the most dangerous players in the league. You've got to pick up Nick Costello when there's a pack foreman, and he just didn't do it. And Nick Cossie will kick goals like that every time. So they've just got to tighten up a bit there. You cannot leave. And not only did he left him, as I said, he didn't actually get to the contest. He was still halfway between both. The discretion is you go to Cossie every single time.
So we're back in the middle, and the umpire about to restart the play. Daly doing up against Lovett. Daly up early, got the tap down. De Leon couldn't take clean possession. Picked up by Crennan. His kick was okay, just travelled a little bit forward. Quinn comes out, picks the ball up, got the handball away, intercepted there. Daly did nicely, got the handball away. Wasn't a great handball. Again, comes out towards De Leon, runs a circle, goes back to Daly, stands, props, kicks, goes into the half-forward line.
He couldn't kick.
He gets through a few contests there, picked up the back. Quinn, got the handball away, but only went far as the opposition player there in McDonald. He got tackled, and ball comes out, and the free kick goes to Bellpost Hill. So Bellpost Hill, now they go forward, looking towards Ford. He's up, didn't take the mark. He's not hanging on to him that great, but as you said, only the second game in, might take a little bit. Tackle coming through there was Collins. He got pinned by a couple. Couldn't get through, and the umpire comes in and takes possession.
Well, I like the way Miller used his body to stop him from getting the second grab. That's experience.
So the ball now thrown up by the umpire. Lovett got the tap down this time. Towards Miller. De Leon's all over the ball with him as well. Ball is still sitting underneath players. Daly's trying to pluck it. No way it's coming out of there. Umpire will come in and take possession once again.
Corio have the first goal of the second half, extending their lead to 25 points over Winchelsea.
So Lovett gets the ball down, goes to Yates, got the handball out toward, but Costello picks the ball up, handball away, missed the target, goes back towards De Leon now. He kicks back in towards the centre half forward position. Ball in dispute, ball comes down out of the contest. Marr comes through, traps it. Player in Vasika went back and got the ball, goes to Yates, had the player outside and Baseley and went in that direction. Needs a favourable bounce, went back towards Carlton again. Oh, now see, that's that one grub. Which way do you go there?
No, I think that was right. I think it was already down.
The forward line, and it goes to McNamara, and he will go back. I was going to ask the question when we come back at half time. Do you persist with him down there, or do you put him on Littanahan Cunningham? But we might get our answer pretty quickly.
I think we will, yeah. I think they'll back themselves. Let's kick the goals. But no, that was a good decision. He was already down, and I think Brad Carlton ran into him, which means the decision was, I believe, was perfect.
Righto, so McNamara it is now from about 25 to 30 out. Kicks towards goal. Umpire runs across, but he says no. He has missed it.
The whole crowd's gone up. They reckon it was a goal.
So it's through for a minor score. McNamara has 2 of them this afternoon. And 3 goals, 8 now to the Bellpost Hill side. 6-4 Werribee Centrals. We've gone just over 8.5 minutes to Grand End Cycle Sports third quarter scoreboard.
It's Culliver who's been probably the best player on the ground today for Werribee Centrals. Kicks, and that's a delightful kick, and finds Miller on the centre wing, and I reckon that might be a 50-metre.
And you know what? I think he was trying to spoil. I'm not quite sure whether he was trying to be nasty or anything like that. I really don't.
It wasn't very elegant, though.
It wasn't elegant, but you were still allowed to try and spoil. He's a tiny bit late, but gee, it's tough.
Miller's looking for a second.
No one on the mark.
With Ren Lovett running across the mark, but Miller kicks into that hot spot that's coming out.
That's beautiful.
To take a very, very neat mark for the Bell Post Hill side is Nick Flacavento. His brother's off the ground with a red card at this stage. Ball's gone out the centre wing. The umpire's blown a whistle and decided to pay the mark.
He paid it 5 minutes late and Bell Post Hill were off. So, but he paid it. That's fair enough.
So now in the back pocket, that's Herman's kicks down the line. Intercepted. It's a push in the back there by Barton, but that was missed. The umpire letting that one go. Quick kick out, but it's gone out of bounds. Far side of the ground. That was Harry McIntyre for Bell Post Hill trying to get to the ball, but couldn't. We'll have a throw in far side of the ground. So Lovett and Daly again getting themselves under the ball. This has been a very interesting battle today. A bit of Linehan, Cunningham and Barton in the ruck as well, but these two have done most of it. Lovett got that down. He's followed up, got a little bit of a kick off the ground there to McIntyre. He kicks forward, ball's over the back of the pack. Ford kicks forward. It lands on Andrews' chest, can't hold the mark. Bell Post, Werribee's defence desperate there to kick it out, but it's going to come straight back.
They're
mark
everywhere.
Intercepted. There's going to be almost a collision there. Adam Costello let the ball go in the end to Baseley, and he's turned around, run down and made position on the half-forward flank, and Adam Costello has been the recipient of that pass from Caleb Baseley, and he'll go back and line up for their third goal for the quarter, and they've certainly now got some momentum back, the Bell Post Hill side.
Geez, you were right there. I tell you, that was so close to the two Bell Post Hill boys just crashing into each other.
Yeah.
And I thought that was going to happen for a tick, but well, obviously one of them saw the other in the nick of time.
So Adam Costello, new player to the club this year to join his brother. He's lining up 45-degree angle, probably about 45 metres out when he makes contact. Left footer, leaves the foot beautifully. It's long and it's hit the post. That's the second post of for the afternoon for Bell Post Hill.
That was a good kick too.
3 goals, 7:27 now. Werribee a 6:3:39, 11 minutes into the De Grande Sport and Cycle third quarter. Playing quickly. Stoinis has the ball now for Werribee halfback flank. He plays on, wobbly old kick. Comes down towards McDonald. He can't pick up the crumb. Miller, who's done a very good job. He gets it across to a teammate there. Tries to get it away. Can't, but it comes back to McDonald. Quick little kick from him further forward. I reckon I knew what he was trying to do.
He's paid deliberate.
He's paid deliberate. And I reckon he's got it right, but it's one I certainly wouldn't have
it was
done
almost
myself.
smothered off his boot.
He had the look in his eye to do it. Did very well. Comes back to Barton. Daly gets over the back of the pack. Kicked into the middle of the ground towards Culliver. He can't quite control the ball, but he does get a second go at it. Hand passes out, but he's released a Bell Post Hill player rather than his own teammate. Vasika gets it across to Andrews. Andrews' short kick finds Will Ford on the lead. Forward pocket, 30 metres out on a 30-degree angle. And this is a vital kick at goal for Bell Post Hill, who were 3-8. Werribee 6-3, 12-minute mark of the third quarter. And Ford, who's got 2 and a poster for the day, I reckon. He's coming back to have a very deliberate shot at goal. His team really needs this. They've got a lot of momentum in the last few minutes. They've won control of the game again, but they just need some scoreboard pressure. So Ford comes in. It's a tight angle, but not far out from goal. Leaves his foot very, very nicely. He's particularly happy. His teammates are elated. It's a vital goal for the Panthers. They're fourth, 4-9, 33. Werribee 6-3, 33, 12 and a half minutes. Grubby, that was a much needed goal.
Well, it was, and it was a beautiful kick. He's just a magnificent kick. But I still just don't understand. Like, if there's players, like, when a bloke in the forward line gets the footy, he wants to kick it forward, right? They've all, when they're tackling and trying to smother, he just kicks it. And if it's just a skill error. It's not a deliberate, it's a skill error. Pay those ones in the AFL because they've got the skills. Geelong District Football League haven't, and I think that was a poor decision.
So back in the middle we go. This time Barton up over the top, gets the ball down again, trying to win the ball through the middle of the ground. Might have been Herman. He can't win the ball out again. Goes back towards the centre circle, picking the ball up. Quinn did that nicely, got through the contest, gave the handball off to Herman, who puts the ball into the half-forward line. Costello trapped the ball, did nicely, goes on the left boot, was able to get boot the ball, runs into the half-forward line. Again, Vasika picks the ball up, handballs out the top, and kicked on the left boot by McIntyre, floats across the face and through for a minor score. So Bellpost Hill, they continue to pepper the goals. 4 goals 10 now, and they trail Werribee on 6 goals 4. 14 minutes gone to Grandy Cyclone Sports third quarter scoreboard, and Culliver, as he's done for most of the day, wanders back there, picks up the ball, just adds to his kick tally now.
Not on my stats, he doesn't.
Plays
They
out,
don't count.
goes out wide, and that's a nice looking kick. I reckon that might be Scotland out there.
That's another Alex
I know it's not.
Tagani.
It's Kilby. Kilby goes round the boundary line, goes towards Lennon Cunningham. Actually, was that Mark Page, the
No.
Bellpost still player in
No.
front? Yates, no. Could argue the point there, but the ball is going to go back to the umpire. It doesn't matter. Reece Prismal comes back onto the ground after his little time. Ball is thrown up out there on the far side, again at ground level. Ball needs to be cleaned up out there. It's still in the contest now. It comes out, goes back, picked up there Leonard. He got pushed as he went to the ball, so he will win a free kick.
His binoculars must be playing up. I didn't really see that as a free kick either, to be quite honest.
So Benny Leonard goes out sideways, little short kick. Marcus taken out there. Culliver again along the boundary line. Nice looking kick, but interception there worked by Marr. Sees it go over the boundary line, and this time there'll be a throw in between centre wing and half forward. Werribee Central's attacking end.
Geelong West 185, Anarchy 24, East Geelong 62, North Geelong 32, Corio 83, Winchelsea 62. And we have no score from the other game, but Grubby's got a contact there, so we'll try and keep in
give us
touch.
a score, Cogsy.
So Bellpost Hill win that out of their possession. Yates gets it across quickly to Jones. He can't get possession, comes out in the middle of the ground, Stoyas. Brad Carlton, who's been relatively quiet by his standards this afternoon, kicks back, but Marr can't hold the mark. He probably should have taken that, but comes out of the back of the pack. Barton. Ball comes across to Baseley now, weaves his way through a couple, releases teammate out the back. That was Herman. Gets it back into the middle of the ground there to McIntyre, to Baseley. Thought there was a hand pass on, but it wasn't there, so kicks it instead to Adam Costello. The Seekers run on and made position, and he's taken a half forward flank. About 48 metres out, the man on the mark is standing, I reckon.
That's testing material for this young fella.
Yeah, the little fella, I don't reckon he really believes he can kick it, but he's looking for some options. Barton's ran forward on the half-forward flank. He's on his own, but he's going back. He's getting more and more confident each step he takes back. On the runway now. Runs around, takes full advantage. Has a crack. It's landed at the hot spot. Players go up everywhere. It's got a touch on the way through, and one behind only. 4:11 now, 35. Werribee 6:4:40. 16 and a half minutes now into the Grandy Sport and Cycle third quarter. Culliver again grabs the kick out, pops it into the back pocket, finds a teammate there of miss. That's a long kick down the line. That's Stoyas who comes out, hand passes inside to Kilby. Umpire's blown the whistle, said Kilby was held. He gets it into Brennan, who really needs to lift. He kicks into the forward pocket. Bellpost Hill best position, but over the back of the pack. Players running onto it. Staggard's first there. Kicks out towards a teammate. Gets it on the bounce, but punched out of his hand and over the boundary line. Have a throw in. Half forward flank. Werribee Central's in attack, leading
Is Kilby
40
the captain,
to 35. That lead's been cut to 5 points.
I think he's in the leadership group. Not sure if he's captain or
I
not.
just leaves him out every time. And
He's named vice captain on the sheet.
Yep.
Here. That's been dragged down from the boundary throw, and there'll be a second ball up. No, the umpire's tapping the shoulder. There's been a free kick, and it's going to go to Timmy Barton for Bellpost Hill for a high tackle in the bottom of that pack. So Barton now looking for some options, finds a short kick at the boundary line. Coming through very quickly is Miller there. He picks it up after an interception. The umpire said that was out of bounds.
Tell you what.
And Matt Miller a bit upset about that. He was away.
Well, the ball, I don't know whether it went out of bounds, but he ran 10 steps before the boundary umpire decided that it was out of bounds. That's why he's not happy. He thought he might have got away with one. You know?
Throw in now. It's Barton and Daly. Barton pushes Daly right out of the contest. Tries to win the ball, but it drops at his feet. Players jump on top of it. Bodies going in everywhere. I don't think there's any other alternative but to ball it up again, and that's exactly what is going to happen. We are 19 minutes into the Grandy Sport and Cycle third quarter here. It's a 5-point lead to Werribee. They're hanging on desperately. Bellpost Hill in control of the game. Just can't get that dominance on the scoreboard. Over the back of the pack the ball comes. Werribee desperately in there defending. Stoyers tries to get hold of the ball. But again, lots of players on top. And I think from now on, I reckon some tired bodies are going to see a little bit more of this. All players are still very desperately into the contest. So Daly wins that one, loops it over the back of the pack, tries to release his teammate in Stevenson, but Bellpost Hill come through. That's a very, very clever pick-up. Tackle, drag down. The umpire says you dropped it. Werribee win the ball back. And that is Stevenson who's laid that tackle and won a free kick. Has he chased down his opponent? No, yeah, the umpire says you've got to give it to Stevenson. That's the way it is. Culliver thought he was going to get another stat. Stevenson goes backwards a few. No, that's Stevenson's got the ball now. Must have been Scotland who had it. He kicks inside. Coming down to take the mark now is Kilby. Kilby goes backwards and right across the ground. And he finds Gibson. Gibson kicks down the line looking for a teammate there. He's got him. That's Porter. He's been dragged down. Tried to evade the tackle. The umpire said, you've had it too long, son. And Bellpost Hill win the ball back. This time it's through Harry McIntyre. It's a good strong tackle. So McIntyre now looking for some options forward, just going to go into the hot spot, hoping that Ford will come out. He goes high up over the back of the pack. It was Andrews actually, can't take the mark. Drops down on the ground, players jump on top of it. Another ball up right in front of the scoreboard, which shows Bellpost Hill 4:11:35, Werribee Central 6:4:40.
I might exuberance early, but that was, you just got to get rid of the footy now.
So Miller now wins that from the boundary throwing, kicks down the line, but Baseley has taken a chest mark just forward of centre wing for his team. He's played very well again this afternoon, Baseley. Kicks it into a good spot looking for Ford. He comes over the back of the pack, can't quite hold the mark. He's dragged the ball back in. Oh. The umpire has blown the whistle and he's going to give a free kick to Will Ford for over the shoulder. And he'll go back and line up for his fourth goal for the afternoon. And a very important one because it'll put his team in front if he kicks it straight. And going on his last effort, you'd think that this would be a walk in the park for him. Beautiful kick at goal from a tighter angle, only about 6 or 8 minutes earlier. So Will Ford now lining up for the home team to put them back in front. First time for a long time. They will have had the lead in this game. If they've had it at all, I'm not quite sure whether they did ever get their nose in front.
Never.
So Will Ford now leaves the boot. It's slightly to the right, but it has swung around. The umpire says it is one behind only. It did have a good old Bobby Massey swing on it, but that came too late to get inside the post. And Culliver again for Werribee Centrals will bring the ball back in. Hanging on now to a slender 4-point lead. So Culliver looking for some options, but there's a lot of discipline in that Bellpost Hill side now. But Matty Miller's got himself free on the half-back flank, and he's taken a chest mark. He's played another very, very good game, the veteran. He's looking for options as well. Looks like he's going to go backwards and across the face of goal. Always a little bit dangerous, but for a player of his kicking skill, it's worked out very well.
And he's got a 50, and I'll tell you what, he's damn lucky to get that, because you see what Bellpost Hill do. They allow Matty Miller to get that first kick and just make it so hard for the second one. And that bit of ill discipline has given them a 50-metre head start, which is, I know you don't pull blokes off the ground anymore, but I would. I'd just say, mate, don't do that.
So Gibson now kicks across, it's Porter, sorry, kicks across towards the centre wing, but the ball's gone over the back of the pack and out of bounds. Far side of the ground, still not a breath of wind here at Myers Reserve, a unique phenomenon in itself. It's a cloudy day, but very, very pleasant conditions, perfect conditions for football today.
What's going on?
Waiting for the umpire to throw it back in. Grub. Barton's pushed across there. Must be time for Ren Levitt to have that break with Daly. Barton, bit of strength, pushes out, gets the kick into their half-forward line. Coming across to meet the ball was McIntyre. Couldn't pick the ball up, but it's coming through from Stevenson. Puts the ball back into the middle. The kick wasn't great. I think it's Bryans comes up, attacks the ball, but the ball was in the hands of Prismal now. Looks up, looks back in towards the hot spot, and the kick again wasn't good. Mark has been taken out there by Marr, so Marr now will settle things down for Bellpost Hill.
I like his game.
Yeah, he's been okay. As I said, they persisted with him back. As I said, there might have been a chance for him to swip, but the ball's gone back towards centre wing. McNamara ends up taking that ball on his chest. Runner outside is Baseley. He will get it and go. Got the handball over the top if he wants to. There it is. Ball goes over the top. Back into the hands of McIntyre. Looks up. Goes towards Ford. Mark, good interception there. The ball gets out the back though. First to arrive is Andrews. Good a bit of pace. Needs to pick the ball up. Now he does so as the siren sounds. And that quarter has gone 24 minutes by us, or just over 24 minutes. And it's going to be a three-quarter time lead to the Werribee side. That is 4 points. And at three-quarter time, Bellpost Hill are 4 goals, 12. Plenty of opportunities during that quarter, but Werribee have lasted and only kicked 1 point for the quarter. They are now 6-4. Goal kickers to this stage of the game, the home side, 3 to Will Ford, 1 to Nick Costello, and to Werribee who lead it at this stage, Bryce Linehan Cunningham 3 as he did at half time, McDonald with 2 and Gorman with 1. Take a short break, come back, final quarter action here from Myers Reserve. You listen to 94.7.
The last quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
We're at the Morris Reserve home of Bellpost Hill in the GDFNL match of the day on Pulse Radio. The home side have kicked 4 goals, 12-36. Werribee a 6-4-40. Just quickly before we go to Grubby, Winchell C have kicked the last 3 goals, got themselves back to 12-3-75. Corio are 13-5-83, so an 8-point lead only. North Geelong 38, East Geelong 63, and the final score, Geelong West kicked 29 goals, 17, 191. Anarchy 4 straight goals, 24. A Grubby.
Let me add to that.
Sorry.
Let me add to that if you want. Thompson 8-3. Belmont Lions 8-3-51. Thompson 2-10-22.
Couple of upsets looming
Must be raining
in
out
the
there,
I know.
GDFNL, and I reckon there's possibly one looming here. Grubby, can you see your old side holding on to this slender lead in the last quarter, because Bellpost Hill look very likely?
No, they can't hold on to it. They cannot hold on to this lead, I can tell you now. They have to go out and play the footy they played in the first 10 minutes of the game, kick some goals, and go away from Bellpost Hill. And that's one of the hardest things in GDFL footy, has been for 10, 20, 15 years. So it's going to be very hard to do that. They got on top Bellpost Hill that quarter, and I'll tell you what, it's 16 shots to 10. And they're very lucky to be still in front after a pretty poor third quarter, really. But can they play like that again? Well, there's probably about 15 or 14 players out there that had a huge rest that quarter, because they were just outgunned all the way. I just thought Scotland was okay that quarter. Stevenson, Miller played his best quarter for the game. Culliver again was pretty good. They're about the only 4 I could find in that quarter, whereas Bellpost still had Vasirka played a pretty good quarter. Yates, Basely was good. Andrews was good. Ford's still the most dangerous footballer on the ground. Marr, I thought, played a pretty good quarter. McNamara. So they had probably 12 good players to Werribee's 4 in that quarter. So if Werribee to win the game, they've got to turn that around. So hard to do out here at Myers Reserve. They haven't done it even when they're in the premiership years they struggled. But I give them a chance if they can get the first couple of goals, but I think Bellpost Hill, on the form of the game, probably should win this game from here on in.
It's a very, very tight last quarter indeed. It's very exciting. This game has held interest all the way through. It's had a bit of feeling, vigour, aggression, and it's been wholly entertaining.
If I was the coach on Tuesday night, the first thing I'd be doing, probably for the whole night, because they've kicked the ball okay, they've run well, they can't tackle. The breaking of tackles against Werribee has been unbelievable. They've got to learn to tackle these blokes, because they get through and then they've got players everywhere. So they've got to tackle a lot better than what they've done today. That's probably my main criticism of their game here today.
Well, let's see if the Centrals can follow those instructions, put the foot on the pedal and run away with it. 4-point leaders now. Dale Smith, let's get this last quarter going on 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Umpire with the ball, a Morris Finance final quarter grub. How's that mark of the day going?
I can't remember who it was. The Fairhaven mark of the day.
Fairhaven Homes mark of the day. Some leading contenders. Let's hope we can get one in the last quarter. They'll just set things up for either side here. Umpire has put the ball in the air, and both ruckmen in the middle of the ground go at it. It's Daly over the top. Goes to Prismal. He is tackled straight away. Umpire to come in. He will restart play in the middle of the ground once again.
Technically, I reckon he put the arm up for the don't argue. It could have gone against him.
So the ball comes out. Now there's a free kick off the ball here. And I don't know, this young bloke here.
He's done it a couple of times.
And he's pointed one way, now he's going
I
the other.
don't care which way it's going. It's going Werribee's way, and I don't care. I don't think he should be doing it.
So the ball from De Leon goes quickly into the forward line. Linehan Cunningham comes up, doesn't take the mark at ground level. I think it's Snow's got the ball, tries to get the ball out. He can't. And the umpire will come in again and take possession of the ball.
I used to tell Steve Keating this all the time, but he's gone, Keats.
Who runs the umpires these days?
Still Jock, I think.
Is it? So ball comes down now. Ball comes out to De Leon once again. Into the hands of Collins. Puts boot to ball. Ball runs out towards centre wing. And the players are not really going hard at it at this stage, but the ball's picked up nicely there by Ma, who kicks the ball back into their half-forward line. Forward is out, can't trap the ball. Out the back is McIntyre. He picks the ball up. Oh, gee, it seemed to have a little bit of time and space
Well, that's
to get
what I'm
through
talking
there.
about.
Goes into the forward line, and that is a better mark. And he has had trouble hanging on to him most of the day, Josh Andrews, but that was a nice mark. And again, early in this last quarter, has another opportunity to put Bellpost Hill in front for the first time of the game.
Not one person got anywhere near a tackle. And that's where they've fallen down. They have to tackle harder than that. They didn't even get near him. And then he can put it out in front where Andrews has got the front position, which was still a good mark. Matter of fact, may qualify for the Fairhaven Homes mark of the day. If he kicks this one, it could be the lifeline goal of the day.
So Josh Andrews from about 35 is
Ah.
going to go right across the face, and he hasn't even scored, Grubs. So Werribee Essentials again maintain that lead as it was at three-quarter time. The ball is going to be brought in. That's Stoyce, I think it might have been. Goes short. Prismal leads up, and he's not wasting any time. He is off and about, gets the ball out wide, goes out towards his teammate there in Snow. Great kick. Snow doesn't change stride, takes the mark. So Snow has DeLeon around the boundary line, but decides to go just that little bit longer, basically going back with the flight of the ball. Takes the mark. Well, doesn't take the mark.
That's
the ball over the boundary
deliberate.
line.
That's deliberate. Look at Cubby. You got to have a bit of fun, don't you?
Well, that's it. So the umpire about to restart play. Good throw by the little fella too. Ruckman and Lovett got the handball down, went straight to DeLeon. He is tackled.
Ball it up. Ball it up.
No, from 50 yards.
Ball it
again.
up.
No, free kick.
What for?
Over the shoulder, he indicated.
It was a beautiful tackle.
Over the shoulder.
That was a beautiful tackle.
So DeLeon now will put Werribee back into attack once again. Basically going back, got the hand on the ball, out the back, goes to Kerins. Kerins looks up, goes around the boundary line. Mark is going to be taken out there. Herman, he's been okay today too for the Bellpost Hill side. So Herman now has Kerins along the boundary line, has McNamara leading at him. Asked to call on by the umpire, and he goes a little bit longer, goes in Barton's direction. He's up, can't take the mark. Ball gets out the back, coming through was Kerins. Again, picked up. Yates had it, lost it. Stoyers had it, lost it. Ren Lovett had it, lost it.
Oh,
ball
turn it up,
underneath the
Smitty.
contest, and it's going to be a ball up in the centre wing position.
Good work,
You
Dale
just turn the
Smith.
record off.
That was very accurate description of what took place.
So back on centre wing with Lovett doing the ruck work. Daly there, good body use. Ball comes out the back once again. Tapped forward, picked up Collins, got the handball away. At ground
back.
level, Culliver.
In the back.
No, it was legs. He indicated a leg. So Bo Collins it is with the ball, or free kick. And he is just forward of centre wing. Reece Prismal a little bit sore from that contest. He's going to go longer around the boundary line, goes towards Costello, up, couldn't take the mark, ball at ground level now. Again, runs back towards the boundary line, it will go over, and we're going to have a throw-in, which will take place. And it's going to be on about just onside the forward 50, I reckon. So umpire about to restart it, and again, both ruckmen have pushed down, neither of them sitting back behind the contest. Lovett down, Yates into the hands of his teammate. Ball goes back into their forward line, going across. I think that's Kilby that's got the ball. He's been pushed over the boundary line. So we've gone just over 4.5 minutes in the last quarter. It is 4-12 Bellpost Hill. They trail Werribee Essentials on 6 goals 4.
Do you worry if they hit the front bell post there'll be an avalanche?
Yeah,
Not really. I don't think so.
No?
The games doesn't indicate that at the moment.
Ball's thrown in. Lovett and Daly again. Daly gets it down to Culliver. His hand pass to Stoyers can't get clear players all desperately, and that's a good pickup by the big fella Lovett, and immediately releases a running teammate. Nick Costello is going to be first here. He just burst through a tackle as if the bloke wasn't even there. Goes across the goal. Will Ford has got it. He's been tackled and dragged over the boundary line. The Winchelsea Blues have come to life. Kick 4 in a row now, only one behind, separating the Corio Devils and Winch in that game being played at
Hang in there, Devils.
Corio's home
Hang in there, Devils.
team. Home ground, I should say. So they've got to throw in again. Over the back to Lovett. Vasika picks up the ball. He's tackled immediately, dragged to the ground. Umpire says, no one's going anywhere, give it to me. So about 30 metres out directly in front of Bellpost Hill's goal. They're attacking with a great deal of vigour. Still behind on the scoreboard by 4 points. It's a big knock away from the pack by Daly. Players desperately trying to get it. That was
it?
a high tackle. Yes, and that will be a free kick to Stevenson. Gets it quickly across to Miller, I reckon. He kicks down the line, and McDonald who's been live with a little left footer. Releases Crennan, who's running down centre wing. He's taken a bounce. The second one. It's the first ones we've seen with the afternoon. Crennan straightens up, kicks into the forward line, looking for a teammate over the back of the pack. Kicks off the ground. A secondary kick off the ground. That's by Brad Carlton, I reckon, and that is a goal. And that has extended the lead for Werribee Central. Their 7th goal for the afternoon. 7-4-46. Bell Post Hill a 4-12-36. 5.5 minutes into the Morris Finance last quarter. What a great goal by Brad Carlton.
Yeah, it was, but it'll give them a bit of confidence because they've been completely outplayed for a quarter and 5 minutes, and they just hadn't got the ball down there, and they get it down there and score at their first opportunity. So, hey, maybe it might go the other way. Maybe now their confidence might spring up a little bit. But, you know, as I said to you, they can't hold on, and they still can't hold on. They need a couple more goals. And against Bell Post Hill, because you know they'll kick a couple. They're just too good a side not to.
So back in the middle of the ground we go, and once again the ball thrown up by the umpire. Ruckman go at it, Daly up over the top, comes down, goes to Culliver, tries to get through the contest, got out the other side, but met by Collins. Collins gets a handball back inside, and again they run through the middle of the ground. This Bryans, he goes longer into their forward line, going towards forward. That's a better pair of hands, and he takes the mark and can go back. He's outside 50, or might be right on the 50-metre zone, and he's going to go back and line up for goal.
It's inches, isn't it? Like, Culliver comes out. If he's able to take the ball, Werribee could score.
Yep.
He doesn't take the ball, and Bell Post Hill with Ford will most probably kick a goal.
So they're looking for the quick response, and they may just get it here with Will Ford.
Am I allowed to say Chewy on your boot?
You can say whatever you like. So Ford steps in now, kicks that goal, got close to the man on the mark. Kick is okay,
Missed
but
it.
just offline. He has 3-3 for the afternoon.
Bugger it.
4-13 now for Bell Post Hill, 7-4 to the Werribee side, and 8 minutes gone. Final quarter, Morris Finance, final quarter scoreboard.
Culliver has the ball again, as he's done all afternoon. He's done all of the kicking out, and he's had plenty. This is his 13th. I reckon he's had a hell of a lot more than that around the ground. He's played a fine game as a defender for Werribee Centrals. Kept him in this game. Neat little kick from him into the pocket, and that's Stoyers who's taken the mark. For Werribee, they're still a long way away from the danger zone. It's another short kick from Stoyers close to the line, and coming through to take the mark is Culliver, who's followed up. And he's now looking for some shorter options, but everyone's manned up. Bell Post Hill have been really good defensively. That is a great kick right across the ground.
Especially to this bloke. You don't know what he's going to do.
Porter's right at centre half back. Hand passes to Prismal. Neat little left foot kick and across the ground, and releasing is Gibson. He takes a bounce, stops, comes back inside. Short pass from him, and that finds Carlton. Carlton kicks across the ground, and Culliver has made position. They're still in the back line though. They've had 4 or 5 possessions. Linehan Cunningham takes a fine mark on the wing. Forwards moving for him, but he's short of options at this stage. Everyone covered. Passes again, looking for the leading Young, but coming across to take an intercepting mark is Bo Collins for the Bell Post Hill side. His side 9 points behind on the scoreboard. We're 8 minutes and 40 seconds into what will probably be a shortish last quarter. They've all been short. Adam Costello has made position to take that short pass. The Panthers still in possession, looking to mount something here. Now, at this stage, Werribee need to work very hard defensively, and they seem to be doing that. Ford sets himself, comes forward, can't take the mark, coming over the back of the pack. Hermans is tackled immediately, lost possession. Players going in hard at the ball. The umpire comes in and says there'll be a ball up. Will Ford landed awkwardly.
Yeah, he did. He was in a bit of trouble for a minute. I think he's put a bit of weight on, has he, Ford?
Looks a bit heavier.
Looks it. He's wobbling back down the ground. Lovett gets a hand pass, but Prismal intercepts that. Gets around on his left foot. Kicks back. He'll be looking for Linehan Cunningham. He's over the back of the pack. Can't take a mark one-handed. Camilleri tries to hand pass over. Snows grabbed immediately. He's picked up the ball. No prior opportunity, and we'll have a ball up right on the 50-metre arc. Werribee Central's now in attack. 9-point leaders. I'd really like another one here.
Don't know the rules, but that's a throw in my day.
Linehan Cunningham wins that. The tap out comes over the back to Snow. Quick snap at the goal there by Crennan, I think it is. And the ball's gone through for one behind only.
They've come to life a bit, the Centrals.
Takes their lead back to 10 points. And coming out from the back is Yates. He kicks long to the centre wing. Ball's gone over the back of the pack. And Porter for Werribee. He's got the ball. Gets it inside to Miller. Miller evades a tackle. Evades another tackle. Hand passes out the back of the pack to Carlton. Carlton back to Miller. Miller's short little left foot kick goes out to find Stevenson. Stevenson kicks back into centre half forward, but waiting there, the ever reliable Caleb Baseley. Ideal man when things get tough. Wins the ball, kicks it across goal, an element of risk. And that could be a 50 metre.
Well, that's 50 metres every day of the week.
Umpire
Every day of the
says
week, umpire.
No. The ball, that's a poor kick. Stoyers drops a mark, though, so the coming through, that's a great
holding
tackle,
the ball.
And that was holding the ball. Picked
Oh,
up by
couple of bad
Porter. He has a, Gibson has a long shot at goal, but out of bounds in the forward pocket. Little comedy of errors there by players and possibly the umpires as well.
I know possibly this time, but that's all right.
Cross in the far back pocket, it's Marr, who's played a fine game, has taken the mark. Far side of the ground. Flacavento's run across looking for options. The umpire says that is a 50 metre penalty. You were wobbling around on the mark, young fellow. I told you to stand and you didn't. So you'll be dragged back down. I didn't see him move far, but it was far enough. So Marr now, he's outside of the 50 metre arc, kicks into the centre of the ground, and Adam Costello's made room for Bell Post Hill. He's played a pretty good game this afternoon as well. And he's now looking for some options. He's found one now, short on the lead. Coming down the ground is his brother Nick, who's played a very good game, the opportunist forward. Nick Costello, low, flat pass, looking for Barton. He can't pick it up, landed his knees. He grabs it, hand passes back to Costello. Costello hand passes back to teammate. He's tackled immediately. Stoyers now picks up the crumb, drives out forward. Linehan, Cunningham can't quite pick up the ball. That's a very, very bad performance there from Young, who couldn't pick up the ball, and it's allowed Bell Post Hill to win it back. It's a young player kicks it forward there. Adam Costello gets it across to McIntyre. He can't break free of the pack. The umpire will have no choice now but to ball it up. It was Zane Jones who did a very good job there earlier that I missed.
I got a flash score. Belmont 10-5-65. Thompson 7-13, 55. They're back in it, the Timing Tigers.
That's a big game out there. I'll try and get a score from Corio in a minute. Ford tries to mark that, lands at his feet. He's following through. Desperate defence there for Werribee Centrals, but also the Bell Post Hill forwards are desperately trying to get it out of the pack. They do get it out, but Werribee again trying so hard to keep that ball in there. Porter's working hard. Stevenson's now got it. He breaks clear of the pack. Kicks around the wing. It's heading out towards the boundary line. Tim Barton's first there for Bell Post Hill. Stabs the ball forward, looking for and finding a teammate right on the 50 metre arc on the far side of the ground. I think that might be McIntyre, is it, over there?
Ryans or McIntyre. I can't tell the difference of the two.
They're a long way away, and it's hard enough when they're standing right in front of us unless we can see their number, and we can't. So the kick on the far side again. Short one into the pocket, looking for Nick Costello, but it's wide of him and out of bounds on the full. This game's still full of interest. We've gone 13 and a half minutes into the Morris Finance last quarter. 10-point margin favours Werribee Centrals at this stage, and this could be a bit of a boil over at Myers Reserve.
This ball out long, goes towards centre. We know it's a great mark out there, and that's Marr, I think, once again, takes a strong mark.
That is the Fairhaven Homes mark of the day for mine.
And there he goes back into the forward line and goes quickly. Costello leads in there at the race for the ball. Good hands out there in front. He takes the mark just inside the boundary line again. Pretty hard
Took
kick.
a second grab out of them.
Yeah, it might have been over the boundary line. The umpires let him go anyway, but again, he won't. I don't know whether he can actually kick the goal from there. He's going to have a good look at it.
Another goal to Winchelsea. They now got their noses in front, 14-5 to 13-5. Blues in front for the first time today.
I shouldn't say this because I shouldn't have any priorities at all, but come on, Devils.
Ball goes short. That's a good look, and Barton left unattended. He's got to take the mark.
Jeez.
And he is a lot closer at goal, and his angle is nowhere near as great as Nick Costello was going to work with. So Timmy Barton, as I said today, has a one minor score. This would close things up once again. Currently 10 points, so bring it back to 4 with a straight kick. Probably on how quarters are gone, probably 10 minutes left in the game after this. He's got plenty of height. He's got distance, but he hasn't got accuracy, and through for another minor score. Bell Post Hill, 4-14. They trail Werribee Centrals on 7-5, and we have gone just on 16 minutes, final quarter. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Culliver kicks out. He's looking for Stoyers, but Jack Yates has done a very good job to get a hand of that. Knocks it over the boundary line. So they'll have a throw in just on the 50-metre arc. Belpost still in attack, still desperate to find a score. 15 gone, as Dale said, 9 points.
I think they blow the siren at 15. They might as well.
This has just been a great contest to watch all afternoon. Daly and Barton. Barton does a very good job, lays on his opponent, gets him out of the road. Miller
He's
picks
not
up
going
the ball,
anywhere.
grabbed immediately. He's not going anywhere. Staggered, had him wrapped up. So the secondary ball up. Barton again using his muscle, but the umpire said he had hold of Daly's jumper. And he is giving away a free kick. Culliver again, a neat little pass from him, looking for Prismal. It's knocked away from him, but Werribee first there to pick up the crumbs. Camilleri does a very good job at the front of the pack, the whole position.
He hasn't got the footy up.
Yates bursts through the pack there, gets it across to Costello. No, Kerins it is, can't get away. Hermans kicks the ball forward. Or players go over the back of the pack. That's a good job by Stevenson. Gets it across to Culliver, and that's a great kick from him on the far
He knew he was
side
there,
of the
didn't he?
ground. Releases Kilby. Kilby's just having trouble getting a handle on it. He's got it now. It's a good kick looking for Scotland. He gets it on the first bounce. Runs quickly, kicks it with the inside of his boot, looking for McDonald. Punched away from him. Scotland's first there to pick up the crumb. He's tackled immediately, dragged to the ground. And in a flash, Werribee have got the ball 100 metres away into their forward 50 now after contesting that ball up inside Belpost Hill forward 50. So still plenty of fight in the Centurions as they hang on to this 9-point lead.
That was touch and go. That was touch and go for a chop of the arms, that one. They've been playing it. A bit unlucky.
They have indeed. It's a throw up there, far side of the ground. McDonald trying to get a handle on it, but it beats him, goes over the boundary line. So we'll have another throw in. Just on the 50-metre arc, far side of the ground. The Centurions hanging on desperately to a 9-point lead. 17 minutes now into the last quarter. The Morris Finance last quarter.
Oh, throw it!
Barton and Daly again. Barton working very hard. Daly has a big swoosh, can't get his hands on the ball. The umpire said that Barton had hold of him again. And Daly will take a second free kick from a ruck infringement. He kicks across to centre half forward. That's a pretty handy, good work by Miller. Feigned a hand pass. Gets tackled, bets it back to Stoyers. Stoyers to Camilleri. He tries to flick it over the back with a bit of clever play, but I don't think it's the place for clever play at this hour of the day. Belpost Hill now win the ball back through Jones. He runs through the middle of the ground. Bounces once, tackled, and he kicks into space. Running out to pick up the ball first will be Gibson for Werribee. He kicks down the line. That is a great mark.
Porter.
And he's found Porter, sorry. So Kilby now further down the line. And he has kicked it to Leonard. So Leonard for the Werribee side. Low drop punt looking for Linehan. Cunningham, he goes up, but he goes up and under. And Bo McNamara has taken the mark. Should have probably got a little 50 for that. But he won't.
I'll tell you why. He tackled him to the ground before the umpire blew the whistle.
To say he had a mark.
Yeah.
So McNamara now, he kicks down the line. There's plenty of Belpost Hill players. Forwards, one of them. He tries to get a hand on. Andrews has got the crumb from the pack. He runs out, take a bounce, gets back onto his right foot, kicks into the key position. Miller gets there first. Can't quite hold the mark. Coming out of the back of the pack is McIntyre. He kicks back looking for Nick Costello, but it's over his head. And it's Stevenson who comes in, tries to take a mark off his hands over the boundary line, right in front of Werribee's coach's box.
Just to clarify that, you played to the whistle, and he grabbed the ball. Whistle hadn't gone, dropped him, and then the whistle went for the mark. So it's good umpiring that there was no 50 paid.
So we've got a throw in now. Barton gets himself to the front of the pack, but Daly gets a hand to it. But Vasika picks up the crumb. He's tackled immediately after his ball was smothered. Goes down looking for forward. Coming through there hard is Scotland. He's tackled immediately as well. And ball's going nowhere. Based on previous quarters, I can't imagine this is going any more than 25. And we've gone past the 19-minute mark. Morris Finance final quarter. Dale Smith gets some action happening.
Yeah, ball from the thrower goes down. Barton has a couple of whacks at it. Ball comes out now. Handball comes out. And it was player was tackled there. I'm not too sure who the player was at this stage until he gets off the ground. But good defensive work there. Might be Bryans again, is it? No, it's not. It is this time, I think it's McIntyre.
Yeah, McIntyre.
So the ball thrown up again. Barton again. Ball comes into that scrimmage area. There's a lot of players down there. The ball needs to come out. Culliver dives over the top of it, tries to get the ball out. Umpire lets things go. Again, ball still in dispute at ground level. Umpire's just letting things go. Eventually, he will come in. No, because it's bobbling around. It's still in motion. Prismal has it. He is tackled, and he's not going to come out of there. Umpire says this time it will come back to me, and we'll have a ball up. So a tight little tussle here. Umpire's just waiting for players to clear a little bit of space for him. Daly doing the ruck work. Barton, I think it might have been forward to Leon, nicely through the corridor. Gets the ball out, goes to Culliver. Got the handball only as far as for Circa. He gets the ball out, goes to back to and his teammate there and Collins. Collins to McIntyre. His kick is intercepted there. And running over the boundary line was Stevenson. So they'll be able to set up once again. So, tight bit of play here, Grub.
Remember the under-10s? The umpire wouldn't bounce it till they all cleared out of the way. It's like closing time at the Hotham Hotel. Get in here and have a beer with Maury and the boys tonight.
So the ball thrown up by the umpire again. It's tapped out by Barton, back towards the goal square. In dispute once again. Free kick has been given high, and it's going to Miller.
Geez,
I
you're
think it
getting
is.
some free kicks here at the moment, the Werribee Centrals boys.
You've been good today, Miller. Just shows that little bit of poise when he's around the contest.
Well, he won't play every game either, I don't think.
No, ball goes across, and that's dangerous.
He won't
Yates,
now. He'll be dropped next
Yates
week now.
is sitting there, and he has done the right thing, intercepted the ball. Jack Yates can go back and kick the captain's goal. He has yet to hit the scoreboard. There's a lot of players that have tried, but he has not one of them at this stage. So Jack Yates, at the 21, nearly 22-minute mark of the final quarter, can bring this margin back to within the goal.
What did we talk about before the game? A captain's goal's needed.
Kicks the goal,
and that's what he's
left
done.
the boot. He has put it straight through the middle. Yates with his first. Oh!
No way! No way!
22 minutes this game has gone for. 5-14, 44 to 7-5, 47.
I'm so disappointed in that, and I mean it. That's just, there's something wrong here.
Well,
There's something wrong here.
it might
None
be
of the
wrong, but at least it's been consistently wrong.
No, this was
Because I
22
reckon we were
minutes.
lining up for a 33 or 4 minute
This
third
was
quarter,
22
second quarter.
minutes, Rob.
20.
26 when we had almost a stretcher and a couple of send-offs, and now 22. I can't believe this, but I'm happy about it.
Oh,
So
dear.
the final siren has sounded here with Yates kicking the goal, and probably a bit of a melodrama to the end of this game.
Well, I
because it's
wanted
been
to
such
see
a
the
great
next
contest.
Honestly,
Next
I
2
don't give
minutes.
a stuff what the scoreboard says. I wanted to see the next 5 minutes.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know what's happened. But we'll take it. We'll take it.
So final score is Werribee Central's 7-5, 47.
Even the dog's unhappy. Look.
Will beat Bell Post Hill 5-14, 44, I think, is it? 40.
And before you
Oh,
do,
30.
before you do goal kickers, Winch have kicked the last 7 goals now. Have skipped away to an 18-point lead. They're 16-5. They are now. Corio 13-5. So the Fizz went out of the Devils. I can't get the East Geelong, North Geelong scoreboard to update. And as we mentioned earlier, Geelong West 29-17, 191 defeated Anarchy. 4 straight goals, 24.
So goal kickers for the half winning side we'll start with Bryce Linehan Cunningham. Had 3 at half time and didn't add to them, but he was a pretty good player early in the game. McDonald with 2, 1 each to Gorman and 1 to Brad Carlton. And for the home side, Bell Post Hill, you won't see them kicking 5 goals in the game too often, but they have today. Will Ford with 3, Nick Costello and Jack Yates both with 1. Take a short break, come back. We'll go through what's happened here this afternoon at the Myers Reserve. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Hey. football action. The match of the day, only on 94.7 The Pulse.
Back to Myers Reserve, a sensational win here for Werribee Centrals, but we were taken by the shortness of the first quarter, particularly the second, 26 minutes with 3 long delays for Malay and injury, and then a 24-minute third quarter. But what's stunned everyone, 22 minutes only in the final quarter after Bellpost Hill kicked their 5th goal to get back within striking distance. We were excited about a big finish, but it just never got to happen. And Werribee Centrals have caused what I would have thought, not a major upset, but a bit of an upset here, and it shows how healthy this competition is. Grubby Cations is going to spend the next few minutes trying to curtail his exuberance, because he is very happy on the inside. His old club have pulled off a pretty good win, and it's just been done on tenacity rather than any great skill. They just kept fighting and fighting and fighting. Grubby, you must be pretty proud, lad.
Yeah.
Come on, don't hold back.
No, I'm not holding back. I'm actually a bit disappointed. I would love to see, as you know, I'd love to see Werribee Centrals win after about 27, 28 minutes of football and hold on. That was such an anticlimax, because I don't see how a quarter of GDFL footy can go for 20, 22 minutes. And I need a clarification on that from somebody somewhere. And it leaves me a little bit, I don't know, a little bit flat. It's great that Werribee Central's won for me, obviously, but it leaves me a bit flat that there's something hangs over that when it only goes for 22 minutes. But I know that all the quarters were short, but look, they can hold their heads up high. They were fantastic all day. They were outplayed, outscored for a long time, but they hung in there. All of a sudden, Bellpost Hill looked like they were going to get in front. They missed a goal. Werribee took it down and kicked the goal. And you knew Bellpost Hill were going to come back. They did. They kicked the goal. And then the siren went and curtailed all of that. But, you know, you take them when they come, especially against the good sides, because if they are in that conglomeration around between 4th and 8th, there's not many of the sides that are going to be in that conglomeration that are going to win up here at Bellpost Hill. So you can put that in the bank. So that's a good win for them. I was impressed by them. Their new blokes have been pretty good. Their old blokes, Matty Miller was sensational. Matty Miller's a very, very good player. A little bit quiet early, and then he kept him in it, Matty Miller. His work around the packs. And, you know, I just thought it was a real good game of football, but I'm a bit disappointed it finished after 22 bloody minutes in the last quarter.
It was. Bad kicking is bad football, Lewis. Plenty of those 14 points where you could have found one to make a difference to Bellpost Hill, and they've got to live with that.
They, Rob, so.
Yeah. And 2 out in the fulls.
Yeah.
They probably should have won the game, but that's how you see that happen a lot in footy. What's your votes? Have you done your votes?
Yeah, I have given 1 vote to Matt Miller, and I was almost going to take it off when he kicked the ball to Jack Yates in the last minute.
So was I.
I gave 2 votes to Timmy Barton. I thought he was a magnificent warrior for Bellpost Hill in the ruck or around the ground, and 3 votes to Culliver, who I thought was a very consistent 4-quarter player and got turned back a lot of Bellpost Hill attacks.
Well, I was pretty close to putting my old mate Caleb Basley in for a vote, but I just left him out today. I just couldn't find my way.
He was very good, though.
Yeah, he was very good. I gave young Jet Herman a vote. I thought he was pretty good today. He got a lot of ball, won a fair share of it anyway. Maybe didn't use it quite as well at different times. I gave 2 to Matty Miller. I think when the game was there to be won or lost, he just showed enough poise around the contest to be able to just control things in there. And I know Culliver had a lot of kick-ins from the full-back position, but he is a good footballer, and he won a lot of possession on his own around the ground as well, and found good position to be out by himself and then to be able to deliver the ball down the field. So he got my 3 votes today.
Well, I gave 1 vote to Caleb Basley, which I thought you would have too. I gave 2 votes to Matty Miller, and I gave 3 votes again to Cam Addy, and he didn't even play. Oh, there he is there. Hello, Cam. 3 votes to Culliver myself, yeah.
That's the easiest one we've ever had.
Yeah.
I couldn't even find a spot for our regular. Every time we go to Werribee, what's his name? Tyler Credden usually sneaks in, but he was a little bit down today. So that's a positive
actually,
for them to win without him playing well.
I think that's a good point, and that was why it's so important that Miller played very well. But both Brad Carlton and Crennan were down today, and I thought they would have had to have played well for them to win. But they were still okay, but not outstanding like you'd normally expect. But Grubby, so what does that mean for the club?
Well, I'll tell you when I come back.
Okay.
I've got to go to the toilet.
Oh, okay. So, Dale, I'll ask you as a fellow who's coached before. When your side's sort of trying to build up some momentum, you've had a close loss and then a really gutsy win. and to come and win against all odds. What does it mean internally for the group?
Oh, I think it just shows that you can build a bit of confidence from the wins. That's what it is. It'll be like, as I said today, with the game out at Corio. Corio were in that game for a long, long time, but it was just obviously the opposition just wore them down and got to the top. But Corio have been able to do that in the season so far. They played a good game, ordinary one, and then they were in there for a long, long time today, but have been overrun. Werribee Central's in the same boat. These little wins that they can make now is going to mean so much more, as Grubby said, come towards the end of the season. To beat Belpost Hill at Belpost Hill, and then to know that when they play them the next time they're at home, that'll grow them a bit. As I said, they had a few players that never played well today that would normally get a lot more of the ball. Scotland today, for me, out in the far wing, played a pretty good game. Paddy Age started well, but then I didn't see a lot of him after half-time. I don't remember even seeing him on the ground, so he may have copped an injury. We know that young Chad Buck copped an injury, so both sides were without a player and rotations. So that's why you probably look at I've never been one that says that rotations are going to win and lose games of football, but you get that situation there today. Players were getting tired in the end, so it was just the players that could show that composure around the contest that would...
we've got a bit of a coup here. We've got a bit of a coup.
Grubby said he was going to the toilet, but he came back with...
We were unanimous in giving our best on the ground to Michael Culliver, and he has wandered into the commentary box. Michael, congratulations. It was a pretty fine win. We're just talking about what will it mean for the group after a close loss and then a gutsy win. What's today mean?
Oh, I think you can see it was pretty crazy after the game, but we did a fair bit of research on him and knew how to kind of attack him. And after round one against Bannockburn, we thought that everything's changed. This is my first year at the club, but everyone said this time 12 months ago, the attitude and just the drive of the group's changed tremendously. So it means heaps just to get that big scalp on the road. But yeah, it was pretty tough. But yeah, they're a good outfit.
Has Reece given you this particular role you had today, or is that the way you've always played? Because you look very assured, comfortable. Your kicking was pretty spot on through it, and you sort of turned a lot of attack away through the day.
Yeah. No, as a junior growing up, my A1's just been my kicking. So I was playing out on the wing last year, and I'm pretty composed, I feel. So I've kind of been given the role to take the kick-outs and that kind of thing. And if I'm in the back half, just to kind of get it, there's a few of us in their hands. And I just feel comfortable and just assured of myself and just sticking to what I think that I'm good at.
Yeah, you're very good at probably a role as a defensive wingman. You didn't seem to spend too much time forward of the centre. You look like a regulation old halfback flanker, but yeah, your kicking was superb. So you might be challenging our boy Clifton as the best kick in the competition, Grubby, on today's performance.
Well, yeah, he's very good too. But you played Ballarat League, which they tell me is a pretty good league.
Yep.
How have you found GDFL after just the 3 games?
A lot better than what I thought. Going into it, the report was it's just big contested slow blokes, but you can see the ball gets out and you got to run and be fit as well. It's not just we played North Geelong last week and they were more contested, but besides that, Banno and Bell Post, if you're not fit, it's hard to get out there. It's same as Ballarat League's the same. It's very quick. You switch the footy. It's good skill, so it's kind of exceeded what I came into, but. That's what it's all about.
A little bit disappointed at the Bannockburn game. You probably could have won that.
Yeah. We thought we were right in it, and I mean it was. We've kind of got a ban now. No talking to the umpires because we probably engaged too much and it cost us a little bit. So we've kind of addressed that, but those losses, they build character and give you a bit of belief. So you just got to take the positives out of those losses, I suppose, and just keep building.
Well, I was talking to Ronnie Pilgrim, the coach of Bannockburn, after your debut, and he basically said to me it was probably the best debut game he's seen since I started in 1984. So good praise by a coach who knows his way around.
Yeah.
You'd be pretty happy with that.
I suppose, I missed a couple of goals. I haven't hit the scoreboard yet, so that's something that I'll try and improve on, but it's all about getting better and just, staying consistent and building the group up.
Mate, go and have a shower. Great game. Great win for the mighty, for the Werribee Centrals. And well done, mate. Great game. Thank you very much.
Good on you, Michael. Well done. Very, very good performance. I think in the time I've been here, that is it might be the first unanimous best on the ground we've had. But he was very, very good. Looked very assured, and that quality of the kicking, that was the thing that sort of got them out so many times during the afternoon and well, just kept their noses in front all day, Grubby.
Well, they did, and don't think I'm being biased bringing a Werribee bloke in after
No, that
he's
was
won
good.
it.
It's
You
good
know
to be
why I
able to
done
do
it? It was basically because of the short quarters. It was early. So I thought, well, I said, come in here with me, mate. He didn't want to come, the kid. He's a bit shy. I said, come in here. Well, we got plenty of time. And look, you're right. I think there was many times that I know you thought, Smitty, that Belpost were going to come up and win because I thought it too. And I know you did too, Rob. There was a lot of times in the game when they really outplayed them all over the park, and you thought they're going to beat them. They're going to beat them. And if it went 27 minutes, who knows? They might have beat them. But they just kicked a goal here and there at the right stage to keep. When they kicked that goal to put them over a goal in front, then they hung on. And they one more goal and she was over. And, you know, we never know what's going to happen now. But, you know, the Werribee Sentinels get 4 points up at Belpost Hill.
He said he came from the Ballarat League. Who did he actually play with?
Bacchus Marsh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he played with Bacchus Marsh.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, football can be a cruel game because I think Dale pointed out at one stage that the ball was in Belpost Hill forward line for a long period of time. They might have kicked 3 or 4 points. Went across the centre once, goal.
Yes.
And
yes.
they're really vital moments.
That
Yeah.
happens a fair bit in footy, doesn't it?
Well, it does.
Control the game, don't score, side takes it down the other end, bang, goal. And you think all that hard work is just gone because we haven't been able to score.
And when it did happen, you start to feel inside, maybe it's their day.
Yeah.
Because when that happens, those sides usually go on and win, don't they? Like, because they haven't played well. And as I said, the shots were miles in front with Belpost Hill. Belpost Hill with blokes like Whitney and half their midfield out. They've still got James when he gets fit, Ettridge when he gets fit, Harmer. So they're going to be better. Don't worry about that. So I think if we're going to beat Belpost Hill up at Belpost Hill, today was the day. But you still got to do it. You know, I remember a couple of years ago, when they belted Inverleigh, kicked about 11 in the third quarter, belted Bannockburn. Hello, they can be a chance for the flag here. They made the preliminary final. What happened out here when Belpost Hill were about 10th? Belpost Hill beat them. So it's a hard ground to win for Werribee, and they've got to really take stock of themselves and say, we were lucky, but we won a great game of football.
The first thing I thought about when the siren went, not having any emotional skin in the game, is how good was the result for the competition, because it just keeps that middle pack tighter and tighter and tighter. And we're going to be getting to round 16, 17, I reckon. We'll have no idea who's going to be playing finals.
Well, I hope so.
That'll be a first, though.
I hope so, yeah.
Because after usually about 7 or 8 games into the season, you've already established a bracket of top 5, next lot, and then the bottom couple. But no, that's a really good result. As I said again, you know, Winch getting over the top have just elevated themselves back into that, you know, just sitting around the outside of the top 5. And as I said, with games to come, you just don't know. As I said, these little wins you can take now might, as I said, we talk about percentage, but just the little wins like this for them, wherever I'm talking about, is massive compared to where they could be if they had a lost again today by that 2 or 3 points in the end. So
then they're 1 and 2.
Yeah,
you know, and you start to fall.
Exactly right.
Your confidence drops.
Exactly right. That's all it is. It's just confidence. And they know they've done it today, and they were in front for the whole game, so they deserve to be there.
They
wasn't if they just got in front late.
No, you're right. You're right.
So again, 2 goals in the second half. You won't see that from Werribee again, and you won't see Belpost Hill kicking 5 goals for a game either.
But that's just the way it went.
That's the way footy used to play.
Another reason it's a great day for footy in GDFL, and I don't care who wins and loses, but Corio, a magnificent effort against a side that we think are going to be finals contenders.
And what was good about that, Grubby, they also kicked the last goal of the game, so they were still in there.
They lost by
92 to 13 points. So 14-8, 92 to 16-9, 105.
And that's added. I know that was a blemish last week, but a close game against Inverleigh the week before.
Yep.
Belmont, I haven't got a final score for Belmont, but it doesn't matter either because it's a great competition where a side like Belmont and Thompson, they might win Belmont, I don't know. I've texted Cogsy.
It'd be good for the comp if they did.
And it's great for the comp even if they didn't. It means that's close. Thompson's close. Thompson didn't beat North Geelong that badly. You know, Werribee and Bannockburn were 2 points. All of a sudden, we've got a real good competition. We need Annecy to find some players and get into that. But if not, it might be 11 sides that you can actually say, gee, if they play well at home today, they can win. And haven't been able to do that for many a long game.
Yeah, now, gentlemen, Tuesday, how exciting is it going to be? We've seen some ripper Inverleigh Bannockburn contest, the grand final last year, but the last couple of Anzac Day games have been sensational. This is just mouth-watering for next Tuesday, Grubby.
Oh, look, I know finals come first, but Well, grand finals and maybe a preliminary, but I reckon next in line for me is the Anzac Day game. You know, I know they changed it a couple of years ago, and I'm not having a go at anybody, but it wasn't the same. Now, Inverleigh and Bannockburn, I think the day belongs to them forever. No matter where it's held, whether it's out at Inverleigh or Bannockburn, it's beautifully done. It's very, very well done all day with respect, and then they go out and tear into each other because they're the two almost the biggest rivals in the competition. So it's going to be a great day. It always is. I hope it's a real cliffhanger. I don't know who's going to win. I suppose on form Bannockburn look like they're going okay, but there could be a couple of surprise guest players. But I told Ronnie Pilgrim I wouldn't tell anybody that Conquer and Marrick might play. I told him they would. I said, oh, shit. Sorry, Ronnie. But that just adds to the mystique and the game. I know before the game they do the last post, they have and the bugle plays, and you tingle up your spine. I do, and and by the way, everybody, get to your local shrine in the morning, get to your local service, and then come out and watch this big game, and you won't be disappointed.
You can get onto a website and see all the services are, and there are very staggered times. If you're into the dawn service, you can do that, but there's a lot of services are not till 9 or 10 o'clock. So please make the effort to get out and be involved in what the day means next Tuesday, and then get along to the footy. And 25 degrees and light breeze is the forecast for the day, so that's just perfect.
Well, I tell you, fair income. You get out there, go to the dawn service, get out to Bannockburn and watch it. After the game, get into Morey's Hotham Hotel, and if you're in the other part, go to the Yards because it's just as good. If you're not feeling well the next day, lob up at the Corio Bay Healthcare, and then go and buy Fairhaven home while you're at it.
Yeah, might as well.
But before I finish, or cut all the bullshit and go back to being serious, like I said at the start of the day, 131 114. If you have got a problem with your mental health, as I said earlier, you cannot do it on your own. Give Lifeline a call, and I'm telling you, they'll help you through life. 131 114.
And definitely Anzac Day is one of those times of year where those sorts of feelings do come to some people.
Yes, my word.
So it's a very important time to consider that. Michael Culliver from Werribee Centrals is the Hotham Hotel Player of the Day, unanimously voted by Dale Grubby and myself, and it was a delight to have him in the box.
Nice young bloke too.
Steelo, I know it's early for the Elvis Hour, but I reckon you could punch out a bit of Fleetwood Mac, maybe some Cole Chisel.
Carlton theme song, who knows?
Carlton theme song.
Carlton
Steelo,
theme song?
again, on
Get out and
behalf
watch
of
the
the
Cats
crew.
Hey,
tonight.
by the way, Steelo, it's April.
Yes?
It's April, you idiot.
Not May.
April. He didn't know what month it was this morning when he went
No,
to read
that's
the
right,
news.
yeah.
Well, it's very
I was
confusing.
listening.
Steelo, again, on behalf of the team,
Thank you, mate.
we really appreciate you giving up your Saturday afternoon for us here. It can't happen without you there.
Of course he would at
Thank you
50
very
bucks
much
an hour.
again. And we will look for, I don't know if it's going to be you or Robbie Eagles on Anzac Day.
Robbie will be there. Robbie will be there along with Alan on Tuesday, mate. But who are we playing next week?
Next week, that's a very good
Oh,
point.
well done, Steelo.
Good, Steelo.
I think we'll go to
I've gotta let
Werribee
that-
and whoever they play
Hang on a
against.
sec. I'll just flick forward and we'll work that out right now. Next week
Lucky,
we are
lucky Steelo's here.
North Geelong host
Oh, yeah.
Bellpost Hill, Corio host Anarchy,
Oh,
Thompson host Geelong West,
no.
Werribee Centrals host Belmont,
Oh,
East
chance.
Geelong host Bannockburn, and the clash of major rivals, Winchelsea have a home game against Inverleigh.
I like the East Bannockburn game.
Yeah, I like the Winch Inverleigh one, but I'm biased.
Actually, yeah, I don't mind it either. I don't mind it either.
You coming for breakfast?
I'm not working.
And you come for breakfast?
When you pick a winch game when I'm working, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not working next Saturday, so...
Oh, actually, I might be. Doesn't matter. I can still make
yeah,
it.
but
Don't
the
worry, mate.
difference is we can't do without me. We can do without you.
That's been
so-
proven, hasn't it?
Do we have agreement? Winchelsea versus Inverleigh.
Yeah.
That's
Righto.
the game next Saturday.
Yep.
Steelo.
Beautiful. That's
Thank-
fine,
Now, hang
mate.
on.
Winchelsea.
That'll be Sunday.
Oh, hang on.
That's Sunday because they've got to have
Oh.
5 days off after the
Oh, can we do a Sunday game as well?
Yes,
So we
that's
can't-
Sunday.
so
So,
Bannock
is,
and East are out as well.
East Geelong and Bannockburn.
Yeah, they're both Sunday games because they've got to have that 5
Well,
days
we
break.
could be going to Werribee.
Or Thompson and Geelong West is probably the next best,
That'll have-
unless you want to have a look at Anarchy play Corio.
Where's that at?
At
Corio.
Corio.
Yeah, why not? We got to give him a go. I don't care what anyone says. We got to give him a go.
Righto, that's what it is.
Righto.
We've
What
changed
is
our
it?
mind. It's Corio versus Anarchy on Saturday.
Right.
Because the other
Will do.
game we chose is on Sunday.
Yeah, they're
So
both
good
Sunday
pick-up, Dale Smith. That would have been embarrassing.
Good
Thank you,
pick-up,
Steelo.
Steelo.
Thank you very much, listeners. This has been GDFL Match of the Day on 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.